one thing is between rounds, there's a phase that you have to check this this bag that's up here. It's called the intruder bag. It's up there at the top right. And what that does basically is right now, at any time during the the start of the game, basically there are something like I think it's 10 or 15 or something like that. Either aliens of different sizes, basically that are already in the ship. And what this thing does is this little it's called a bag, but this little disc right here in the middle of this thing. At the end of every round, you pull one out, and that does something. And what it'll be is like a larva will have grown into an adult, or the different things basically. Yeah, what that card right there, what that says. So it's different, things that will happen basically between rounds. But that's we'll do that. Like you guys can actually help with that too. But the process of that is just something that gets handled at the end of each round that I wasn't doing right before. Okay, so we will get started here. We're going to go with the regular aliens. I'm not going to change the deck or anything because you guys haven't really seen the normal game that much yet either. So we'll do normal mode. We're going to do 3 players. All right. We start with Ben is furthest right. So Ben, you're going to... Oh, actually, hang on. No, we got our cards already. All right, so I got number 1, Ben, you're second, and then Becky, you're third. So I'll be the one starting. I'm going to choose... So the classes, you guys see them on the boards. Remember the core and expansions. The expansions ones are... Some of their objectives can be a little bit specific. Some of their things can be specific for some of the expansion content. So they're not typically recommended for a starter game, but honestly, I don't think it really makes that much difference. Like I did the Bounty Hunter one as a solo game, and that one was kind of fun. You get a dog with that. They are more complicated, so the regular ones are still recommended, but you don't have to. You can choose one of the expansions. One thing to note though is if you're looking at the board there, wherever the slot is, like if you, so Becky, see for example, like Scout is in the bottom left right here, right? If you choose Scout or Bounty Hunter, that's the same as far as the game is concerned. So you can't have a Scout and a Bounty Hunter in the same game. You can only have one of those two. And the captain is the same as the CEO, the pilot's the same as the android, scientist is the same as psychologist, and so on. So each, the location of where that button is what will grade them out. I'm gonna go with. Oh, hang on, you don't get to choose just randomly. Hang on, I gotta pull the cards. All right, so I got pilot or scientist, and that means I could choose the advanced classes for those two if I wanted, but I think I'll go with just regular pilot. And I'm going to hit confirm. And now pilot is taken out. And I'm going to put scientist back in and shuffle. All right. That can be dropped over here. Ben, you're 2. So you get to pull from this deck right here. Pull 2 cards off of it. This left one, yep. And flip them. Mechanic or captain. And that means you could do, if you wanted, mechanic is medic and captain is CEO. So you could do any of those 4 technically.
I'm just going to go medic.
Mechanic or medic?
Medic.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, mechanic.
Okay. All right, so
Yeah.
So mechanic over here, and I'll put captain back in. There you go. And now click on mechanic right there. And hit confirm. And this card can actually be destroyed. All right, your turn, Becky. So over here. Where you at? Oh, she had a lag spike. All right, there we go.
Grab 2.
Yep, pull 2 out and flip them. So you get soldier or scientist, or for soldier is convict and scientist is psychologist. For the advanced classes. Scientist, okay. So over here then on your board, click on scientist and then click confirm. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit... actually, we have our objectives. Okay. Your objective cards, you keep both of them for right now, but go ahead and take your, it's called your help card, but your 1, 2, or 3, grab that and put it on your board where it says player. It's like here, Holmes. right there, and then we'll use that. We'll flip that over when we're choosing, to end our turn. Um, you can leave those objective cards where they are for now. It's you're going to end up, only choosing one of them as soon as an alien shows up. But for now, it doesn't really matter. If they're in your hand there, when we go to count, there's a times basically when you have to count the number of cards that are actually in your hand. These will not count. Those objectives are just you're the only one that can see them, but you won't count those. It'll only count your action cards. That'll make sense when when you get attacked. I'm going to start the game. All right. Dropped our minis in the middle. I've got to change colors. Ben, you're orange. Wait, you are... Yeah, okay, you're already the mechanist, whatever, mechanic. Scientist Becky, you're purple, right?
Yeah.
All right, and change yours to purple. Here we go. And mine is the pilot. I haven't played the pilot before. That'll do. All right. So, how the turn order, I was doing that wrong before as well. We start with that number, like that 1, 2, and 3, and so on, but that's only for the first round, and then that number doesn't really matter thereafter. What will happen basically is I'll be the first to go, then Becky, you're next. It always just goes in clockwise, or well, I guess in this case counterclockwise order, and then on the next round, you will go first, not me, and then it'll keep rotating to left that way, and then Ben will go first the following turn, and so on. That becomes relevant if anybody has, incongruent goals, if you have goals that are, going to mess up other people and so on. A couple other things. The card that you have has your trait on it. So, Ben, yours is... you can use your starting and quest items as yellow items when performing a craft item. Okay, so I'll explain that in a second too, because crafting is a little bit different. But basically, when you are needing to craft an item, you could use these here. These two right here are your quest items. So the two little cards that are to the right here, Becky. Those are your quest items, or your kind of starter items. What those do is, if you look at it, that one, okay. If it says quest item on it, then you just have to do what it says on there, and as soon as you do what it says, you can flip the card over, and you have that item for free. So the back of the card is a useful item specifically for your class that you would get as soon as you perform that, as soon as you do whatever the action is on the card. So Ben, for yours, if you go to the storage room and have this weapon or have this item with you, you can spend one card to flip it over, and you would get this plasma torch, which you then have as an item that you could use. That makes sense?
Cool.
And Becky, yours is when you dress a serious wound, it's already okay. So if you get a leg wound, you can kind of not really ignore it, but basically it won't really impact your movement and stuff like that. And then your items here. So what are mine? I need to energy charge to get maneuvering system. What is that? Okay. And activate fire control system to get evacuation key. Okay. Okay. All right. So we're ready to start. I am gonna go into the room to the bottom right. Okay. Another thing to note real quick. Like I said, for anybody to succeed, check your objectives, of course. Look at both. Right now, you could do either one or both. You will have to choose one and discard the other in a bit. But there's only one objective for anyone here that you may or may not have. Don't say anything if you do. There's only one objective that requires the ship to be going somewhere other than Earth. Well, hang on, there's technically a couple of anyway, very few objectives, I'll put it that way, that require the ship to be going anywhere other than Earth, which means that we kind of are under the assumption that we all want to get back to Earth is the goal here. If you have a conflicting objective to that, some reason that you want to go elsewhere, you probably want to lie and say that we are going to Earth. But no matter what, somebody needs to get to the control room up here and check where we're going. We don't know right now where we're going. Somebody has to make it to that room, check where we're going, and possibly change the routing. So if we're currently going into deep space or something like that, and we need to change it to Earth, then somebody needs to do that. I'm the pilot. I'll probably go there to do that. I haven't looked at my objectives yet. The other thing is, on the far side of the ship are these 3 engine rooms, and those 3 engines, we can just hope that they're working. Each one has a 50-50 shot. They either are working or not working. but there's 3 of them, and 2 of them need to be working when we end the game for anybody to succeed. If 2 of them or 3 of them are not working, the ship blows up and everybody dies while we're in hibernation. So ideally we want somebody to check at least 2 of these 3 as well. So we can make a plan for trying to check those things. Usually the mechanic would be ideal for checking the engines. That said, there are sometimes these secret rooms that we don't know about just yet. One of those might be like I forget what it's called, but it's like basically the engine, remote engine room type thing, and you can in that room check the status of all 3 of the engines. If it happens to be here, but because it's random and not all the rooms exist, it may not be on this ship. We won't know until we start searching. But if we happen to find it, then you can use that without going all the way to the rooms. You can't fix them from there, but you can check the status. So that's about it. Any questions before we start?
Do we have to draw cards first, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. So mouse over your action deck right here, and draw 5 cards. It should just be if you mouse over it and hit the number 5 on your keyboard, it should pull 5 cards into your hand for you.
Yep.
There you go. Now those, it doesn't really matter if anybody else sees, but they're because you remember you have to spend those to make any actions anyways, including movement costs you 1 card to move. And I don't have anything in here that I want to do, but I'm going to go into this room to the bottom right. So first thing, I need to flip these. Well, there's a door that's going to close behind me, and it's a number 3. It is the hatch for unlocking an escape pod. It is 3 items, and there's a door that drops, so calm down, dogs. Alright, so door locks behind me when I go in, and now I gotta roll for sound. Another thing, too, is I was doing this completely wrong before. When you roll for noise, if there's already a noise token there, and you get the danger sound, it doesn't spawn an alien. All it does is just fill up all the corridors around you. So we were spawning more aliens than we should, basically. I rolled a 2, which means that noise token goes here in the 2 corridor. That was 1 for me to move. I gotta throw a card away to move. I'll throw... I don't need that right now. And then I'm gonna search. So I'll throw it to a search. I need to throw away another one, including the card. I'll throw away Old Friend. There we go. Meaning I have 2 cards left, and that's actually really important in certain things later. I don't have anything to do in here. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to search. It is a white room, which means I can pull any 2. I'm going to go for utility and weapon. Is it shift? There we go. Oh shit, that could be useful. That's the card that I have. Sorry, dogs are being a little bit loud. They're playing. Recharge, what do I get that for? Huh. That could potentially be useful. Alright, so I'm going to keep this. Yeah. And the other one's going to go back. And that is it for my turn. Bringing it to Becky's turn.
Oh, God. Okay. It's 1 card to move to a room?
Yeah, it's 1. So any basic actions, if you look at your like main character sheet thingy in the middle, basic actions cost 1 card, and careful movement takes 2 cards. Careful movement, how that works is if you need to move into an area, it still creates sound, but you get to choose where it goes. It'll only create 1 sound token, and you get to choose the corridor that it drops into.
Hmm.
But it takes you 2 cards to do that. And obviously, if you have a thing like, say you wanted to search in the room that you go to, then the room that you walk into, you would still need to keep the card that you would need to keep a search card basically to do that.
Okay, but I get to like redraw next turn,
Yep.
right? So I
Yep.
have 5 cards at a time.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly. Yeah,
That
and that
is
and the cards that you're discarding now just get fed right back into your pull into your deck to be able to pull from again anyway. So you don't really lose them. You end up adding other cards like contamination stuff, which will like gum with the works a bit, but you don't lose any of these permanently. You'll definitely get them back. I need to look at my objectives. I forgot.
and I am going to. Do I want to put it there? I don't. I don't want to go that way. Shit. Okay. All right. I'm going to use. I'm just going to use one card. I'm
Okay.
going to go here.
Okay.
So
So
what do I do?
all right. So discard your card, whichever one you chose. Just throw it in your discard pile over here. It doesn't matter if anybody sees these. You can set them in there.
Whoops. Too far.
Right there. All right, and then you're gonna flip this little tab thingy in the middle. This one with the question mark on it. Pull that and just flip that over. All right, so you just got slimed. That sucks. Go ahead and drag that off to the side. That's good. Yeah, anywhere out there is fine. And then flip this big one, the tile in the middle. All right, commands. Okay, so that's oh shit. That's actually really useful because that door that just closed behind me, you can spend 2 cards in this room to open that door if you wanted to go that direction. You don't, not that you need to, just if we need to get through that, you could open the door without breaking it, which is important later. All right, so the number that's on this little thing, this little yellow, the slime one, is a 3. So we need to see this little arrow right here, this little red arrow. Pick this tile up and rotate it until that 3 is on that arrow. There you go, and then drop it back in place.
Nope.
I can fix it. There we go. All right, and then the slime, what that slime in the middle means is that you are now slimed. So on your character sheet, grab this little red thing here, this little red cube, and drop it on this little slime icon right there. Now, for what slime means is the only thing that it matters basically is that anytime it would be silent in a room. So if you roll a noise token and you roll an X, it actually has to be treated like danger. So it would make sound everywhere. So if you roll a silent, or if the room pulls a silent one and you're slimed, then you would actually end up creating a ton of sound. So now that you've moved, go ahead and put yourself in that room there.
Oh.
And you need to roll for noise. So come back over here and click on the yellow looking one. All right, so 3. So it's not the slime thing doesn't matter right now. It created noise. If you look at the room here, you see how there's so every room has 1, 2, 3, and 4 around it. All of them. It's always 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nothing else. This one, if you look at it, you see this 3 right here, the little red light thing next to it.
Mm-hmm.
That means that the noise you created, or noise you are hearing, I guess it isn't really creating, but anyways, the noise is in the technical corridors, like the air ducts, basically, which means we drop a noise token up here in the top left. So this big red circle, grab a noise token and drop it in there. And a lot of the rooms, not all of them, but a lot of them, noise tokens are right here, this yellow one. The majority of the rooms anyways have a technical corridor or access to it, and any meaning that if Ben walks into another room and he creates noise in the technical corridor as well, there's already a noise token there that would spawn another alien and it would attack. So that was your first action. You spent your card to get there. You still have another action. What do you want to do?
I am going to insert. Actually, where's my? So what is this risk assessment? It says use in a room with a no. Yeah, with a computer. Look at the top card from the event deck,
Mm-hmm.
and then return it to either the top or the bottom of the deck. So what
Okay.
is that?
So what that would mean, events are kind of the big thing that happens every round, and that might be something like anyone that's infected is instantly killed, things like that. It could be the ship is rocked and everybody falls. What was that, Harold? But basically, it can cause major events basically that happen every round, including more alien spawning and things like that. So come up here if you wanted to use it. Come up here. You know what? I'll show. What we'll do is we'll pull one off and you'll look at it, just to give you an idea. And,
I'll use it.
okay, all right. So in that case, then, so peek at the top one. So I think it's shift, and then look at it. And now you need to decide if you want. So you are going to know what's going to happen, and Ben and I are not going to know. So you can choose to either put that on the top of the deck, and you know that that will happen at the end of this round now, or well, there is one circumstance where that may not happen, where it may not happen instantly. But either it will happen at the end of this round now, or if you don't want it to happen, you can put it on the bottom of the deck.
I mean, I think I'm gonna put it on the top because
Okay.
it's not terrible. It's
Okay.
a little inconvenient,
Okay.
but
All right. So now you have. So
it
you
could be
you've got
much
some
worse.
insight basically by looking at the computer. You know, you see that there's an alien in another room, whatever the case is.
Okay.
You have an idea of what's going to happen. So now that card, what was the number on it as far as the
It's 0.
0? Okay. All right. So yeah, you don't have to spend anything else. You just spent that.
Mm,
You didn't. Yeah, you
no,
don't need
two
to spend.
actions, right?
Yeah, yeah. You didn't need. Well, you don't need to spend another card for it though, because that card was 0. So the only thing you needed to spend for that, because you moved that, and that cost you 1 card to do it. This card, this risk assessment, didn't cost you any other cards. You just spent this 1 card, and that's it.
And that is
That's it for your
That's
turn.
my turn.
All right, Ben, it is your turn. Oh, so another thing too is every single room. I didn't mention this before. Every room has something you can do in it. Like they all have their own special actions. So every time we uncover a room, you might want to know what that room does. The one that Becky just found is if we need to open or close any doors, you can do that. Meaning we can like if an alien is in a room, you can block that door or close the door to keep the alien stuck in there. They could break through doors, but you could still at least temporarily delay them. The one I'm in is for opening the escape pods. So because they start locked, so we could use that to get an escape pod if we needed to.
Righty. Sorry, I'm lagging pretty bad.
No problem.
You know, it might be easier. Can you move my stuff for me?
Sure.
Does it work like that?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can. Yeah.
I will go into the room where you are, but I'm going to look and see if I have anything to be
There's
quiet
there's a door. The door closed behind me when I
Oh, it
walked into
closed
the room.
behind me. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a door that closed behind Becky too?
No. So hers is open, and then there's 2 other rooms that you could go into. So you could go south to this room, north to this room, or into the room where Becky is. And Becky's is towards the engines, if that was where you were wanting to go. Speaking of shit, I actually should have gone the other way.
Did we need to check those? Is there a way for us to know, or would I have to go in there and look at it
Well,
to
for
know
right,
whether or not it needs to be checked?
yeah, for right now, we don't know if that engine room thing I was talking about, if that is even on this ship. It may or may not be. We won't know until we start uncovering more.
But you did say that we did have those engine rooms ready to go before we try to finish this. Otherwise, we crash and
Yes,
burn, right?
exactly.
So I should make my way over there. Huh?
I mean, if you want us to live, yes, I'll put it that way. If you have an objective that maybe is indifferent to such things, then maybe it doesn't matter for you. It's up to you.
Yeah, good point. I think I will make my way over that way, though.
All
So I don't have any choice but to go in the room. You said the room with Becky, right? Is the door still open?
Yeah, the door's open to Becky.
Okay.
So yeah, that room is not closed. And the other thing too, if there's already an alien or a player in the room that you're moving into, you do not need to roll for noise. So
Oh,
you're not
okay.
you're not going to create any additional sound by following her in there.
I forgot about that.
Yep. So first thing is you need to choose 1 card to discard for your movement, for your single basic action movement. So choose whichever of these. I can't see what your cards are, so just choose one of those 5 and tell me if it's the third one in or something.
I'm sorry, Sticky. All right. And then my discard pile is up here, right?
Yeah, it's right here.
There. Okay.
Yep.
I'll use that one to move then.
All right. All right, so you move into Becky's room there. So that's 1 action. There's no noise roll that we have to worry about. You are in that room now. You could search in there if you have a search card. If you have any other action, you can open and close doors. It would cost you 2 cards to open or close a door. Or any other actions that your cards, if your card has something like special you want to do, you have that too.
I think I'm good. Can I just pass the rest of the turn?
Yeah, you can. You
Okay.
so you're last now. How that would work basically is Becky and I both. Oh, I forgot to flip my card to pass. Um, how does that? Oh, it has a turn counter thing. I never noticed that. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, we would just flip that card over. Now,
That's
technically, Ben, because you're third, you are passing after your first action. It would actually come back to you to be able to do your second action if you so chose. Meaning
Yeah.
that you would then know that Becky and I are not going to do anything else, and then you could secretly go and try to do something. But if you don't have anything else for your second action, then you can pass and we can move to the alien phase.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and skip my second action too.
Okay. All right. So
I
flip
think I'm
that.
just gonna try to make my way over the other way. So
Okay. All right. So flip that
flip my
card over.
card.
Yeah.
Air
Yep.
card.
Yep. That
Okay.
one right there. Yep. All right. So next step is as soon as the it is. Oh, hang on. I switched that one. I was used to use this one. Let me switch this to another page. First one. All right. Event phase. After all the player rounds are done, is we move the time marker and then intruder attack or fire damage, which there aren't any spawned yet, and then we're going to pull an event card. So Becky, if you want to go ahead and pull that a card. Oh, did you already move the tracker? It did it automatically, I guess. Yeah, I didn't do it. It's on 14 now. Yep. Okay. Everyone is okay. So it does. It is tracking that then, because as soon as everybody hit their pass card.
Alright. So do I just flip this over then?
Yep. Pull the one off the. Yep. You want to read it?
Yeah. So it's hunt. Move every adult not in combat to a neighboring room with a character, if possible. If there are several rooms to choose from, move the adult to the room with the lowest room number.
All right.
I
So.
figured it could be worse.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty tame considering that we, don't have any adults spawned yet, so that's really not an issue. And that happens sometimes too. There's those event cards are used for a few things. That you actually also pull those to see where the aliens move. The icons at the top will tell you, what aliens move and where they move. But there are plenty of rounds where, an alien may be in there with you, but just choose not to attack because you didn't pull a card that says they would attack. You can really get lucky sometimes, but yeah, that one is not a problem for us. So next is we would handle intruder movement, but there aren't any spawned, and event. And then the last one is the bag. So Becky, if you want to pull one up here. So what you're gonna do is this is how like the aliens moving around the ship or sometimes evolving and stuff is happening. So just click on that and drag one out. Yep, and that is an adult token. So if you look at this thing right here, this tells us what to do. So if there's an adult token pulled, it says all players roll for noise in order. If a player is in combat with the intruder, they do not perform. If you're already in combat, you don't perform a noise roll, and then we put that token back in the bag. So go ahead and pick that one and drop it back in right here. Now we all got to roll for noise in order. I'm first, and then it'll be Becky and then Ben. All right, so I spawned some noise in corridor number 1, which is the one with the door right now. Oops, knocked the door over. There we go. All right, so no alien spawn so far. Becky, you have to roll for noise. What'd you roll? 4?
4.
All right. So corridor 4 is this one. It's the one that you guys came through. Let's go and drop a noise token there.
There is a thing for a pilot like up here.
What?
On my screen that's like stuck.
Uh,
covering part of the screen.
Does it let you click and drag it and move it? I don't see anything there.
Where's 4? No. It's just kind of there.
Okay. How about you refresh and then Ben go ahead and roll your noise while you're reloading there, Becky. And Ben, if you roll a 4 or a 3, it's going to spawn an alien. And he rolls a 4. All right, so we have our first alien. That was pretty quick. All right, so you can still hear us, right, Becky?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So.
And I can see on Ben's. So.
Okay. Cool. All right. So every time an alien spawns, you remove all of the noise tokens in the adjoining corridor. So that means we're removing the one from the technical corridor as well, because there's a 3 that connects to the technical corridor. So that one that Becky made earlier is gone. The one in the hallway here is gone, and it spawns an alien. Now, which alien spawns is how we decide that is what comes out of that bag. So that bag, how you pull the alien out and then put the adult rather came out and you put it back in. That means that adult is still in the pool of potential aliens that could spawn. So I see your hand moving. Are you back?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and pull one out of that bag. Right.
Nobody else wants
Okay.
to
All
open
right.
up
So
like
we,
that.
we got kind of lucky. Now here's the thing. There are a bunch of larvas in there to start with, but they all will become adults as every time we pull one of these. If you look at the card, it's gonna turn into an adult. But for now, though, we can go ahead and grab a larva, which is going to spawn in the room with you guys.
Oh,
There it
we have
is.
to add an adult token to the intruder
So
bag.
so this is a little. It's one clunky thing in this game. That part you only do this thing when it's the end of the round thing, not when an actual alien spawns. When an actual
Okay.
alien spawns, you don't do what this card says. What you do instead is that little larva pops up and it will immediately attack someone if they have. Well, let's see. Becky, you have 3 cards in your hand. Ben, you have 4. So it would try to attack Becky. Becky, if you had 1 card or less, it would get a surprise attack on you. It would just instantly attack you, which means you would be like impregnated with the larva. But it is spawned, so that gets deleted. It does not get a surprise attack because it basically the bigger the alien, the higher that number is going to be. Like it might be 4 or 5, and if you had 4 cards or less in your hand, then it would attack you, or less than I think. So if you had 3, I guess, or less, then it would get a free attack on you. But it is now spawned in the room with you. It did not get a surprise attack, and that is it for okay, that's it because we're still in the player phase. So when it comes to the alien phase, it didn't get a surprise attack. When it comes to the alien phase again, it will attack one of you if you're in the room with it or if you try to leave, if you don't kill it first. The larvas only have 1 hit point, so if either of you manage to hit it, it'll just die, and it'll leave a carcass in case you need an alien carcass for your objective. Um, the noise thing, where did the noise thing come from? We Oh, okay. That was okay. Yeah, we're back to player phase. That's what it is. All right. So that was the end of the alien round. Um, so now we are back to player phase, and Becky, you are first.
Okay.
Oh, draw up to 5 cards again too.
Oh,
So
that
just until you have 5, not don't pull 5, but until you have 5. So Ben, you need to
okay.
pull 1.
Um, now my gun. That just takes one. Does that take a card to use?
Uh,
The pistol?
yes. You still have to discard 1 card to fire to use your gun. It'll cost you 1 ammo, 1 card that you just discard, and then you roll a die. And the die for shooting a larva, you have like a 5 and 6 chance of killing it.
Well, we're gonna try.
All right. There you go. And then roll your attack die, which is the red one right here. It's gonna hit the majiggy there. That will work. That's a hit a creep. Yeah, so that'll kill it. Yeah. So on that die, those icons, what those, if you look at all the individual little ones, that icon is the creeper icon, meaning it would hit a creeper or smaller. A larva is smaller, so it kills the larva, and it drops a carcass in the room. So now there is an intruder carcass. If anybody needs one of those, that is important for certain objectives. Like you might have an objective that you need to take a carcass to to the lab or something like that to study it. You would need to pick that up and carry it with you, if so. But it is dead. So you guys did, and you. Oh, also because you shot it. Had you meleeed it and hit it, you could have gotten infected as well then. But you did not. Nothing is infected so far. That said, we did just have our first alien spawn, so you guys need to look at your objectives and discard one of them.
Oh god, that's right.
Ben, I'm gonna grab you. Your cards are floating in the air. I'm gonna fix them real quick.
And what do we do with the ones we're not?
The one you're not gonna keep, you could just set it on the table and I'll delete it. Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
Oh boy.
I got it. I'm gonna go with this one. All right, that's what you're discarding, Holmes.
Yeah, I said it's to the left of my board.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so grab your actual one, flip it so it's face down, and put it on your board now, on the
Okay.
bottom left, the one you're keeping. Flip it, Holmes. There you go. All right, there we go. All right, Becky. So you did. That was one action to shoot him. You still have your other action. You can use the room. You can move into another room. Whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna search.
Okay. So that would be the card, and then whatever the number of cards it takes. 0. Okay. All right. So just the one
None.
card. Okay. All right.
I
Um,
get
this is a red room. Unless you have a thing to change the card types you can search. This is red.
no, I think it's just 2 of whatever.
Okay.
2 of the same color.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So it's 2 red. So pull off 2 of these right here. These are always going to be like weapons and ammo.
Yeah.
And then don't flip them. You're going to peek at them to see what they are. And then you're going to put the other one back in the deck and shuffle it, and then put the one that you want to keep on your sheet. And you can keep it face down. Like, people don't have to know what you have. The only things that people have to know, in fact, you should leave it face down, is the only things that people can see that you're carrying are the big things, basically the heavy things. So if you have a gun or if you're carrying a corpse, things like that, then obviously everybody can see that. But your items you can keep hidden. All right, so that was you shot him and then you searched. That it for your turn?
Yep.
All right, that brings it to yours, Holmes.
Right.
So there's 2 different corridors here. If you go to here, you can go straight into either engine room from there. If you go here, you could only go to the top engine room, and then you'd have to kind of backtrack. But there might be more rooms to reveal that way, which could be useful depending on your objective, things like that.
I think I'm just going to go straight across this time into this one.
Okay. You could stay in this room and search or open and close a door, use any of the other actions and stuff too. You don't even have to move if you don't want to. Becky searched in here, actually, so we need to rotate this because there were...
Oh, yeah.
There were 3, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, so there should be 2 now.
All right, let me rotate it real quick. I'll grab it. There we go. Try to do that without knocking everybody out of the room. You're going to go to the room, Holmes?
Yeah.
All right, so flip
Can I
that.
do-
Yep, flip that
Can I
over.
do-
Sorry, what?
Good. There we go. I was going to say, can I do careful movement, or does that work?
Yeah, no, you definitely can. Yeah, so how careful movement would work is you need to discard 2 cards.
Yeah, okay.
So pick out 2 and just throw them in your discard pile.
All right.
And these are ones that you're not going to be able to use the actions for until they cycle back in, obviously. So, if it's something that you don't think you plan to use for a little while. All right. And so what the icon that you found there shows 4 and a gear on it. It's a broken gear. Go ahead and flip the room over now. All right. Oh shit, storage. Okay. I think you had something you needed to do in storage, if I remember right, for your quest items. So you might want to check those. I'll go ahead and rotate it for the color here, or for number 4. There's a lot of items in here, so that, and then it is broken, which is actually going to affect it if you wanted it to do your thing there. So let me drop that on there and turn the animation on. All right, so that room is ready. Ben, you are orange. Yeah, I'll move the engineer in here. There we go.
That means then, on my next turn, I'm assuming it'll cost me 1 card to activate that. Because I have one that says I can activate this card in the storage room.
So,
Plasma torch. Is that how that would work?
Well, shit, you know what? Okay. Yeah, so...
I already used both of my cards this turn, so...
No, you only used 1. You only used 1 action. It was 2 cards, yes.
Oh, it's still 1 action.
Yeah,
okay.
that part's a little bit clunky too, actually. So that's 2 things I guess are a little bit clunky. Yeah. So the because you did careful movement. Oh yeah, we actually get to choose that too. So before we do anything else, what corridor do you want to drop the sound into? The ones that are in. What's that?
Does careful movement negate sound?
Careful movement.
No, you get to pick where it goes.
Yeah, basically
Oh.
it just means that you can strategically choose where to create the sound. So you could
Okay.
intentionally spawn an alien on somebody if you wanted to while you're running away. But you can do it to intentionally avoid it. Now here's the thing: that you have three choices here. It's these two corridors or the one that you just came through. The two that are in front of you are on your way to the engines. So if you put it here, as long as Becky doesn't, well, as long as you either don't care if Becky follows you or aren't concerned with that, you can leave the two hallways that you're going to need to get into the engines rooms open and spawn it here instead.
Okay, I'll put it, yeah, and with the corridor between the two rooms that we're in.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, right there.
There we go. All right. Now the other factor for this one, when you flip that one over, it was a 4 and a gear icon, right? The gear icon means that this room is broken. There's a mechanical failure in this room. Now you can fix it. You have cards and stuff, and whatever you're because of as a mechanist rather, whatever the options you have for repairing the room or whatever. You can fix it for that card, which would mean that other people could use the storage room here, which is all it is just search for an item. Okay, so every room has an action, right? The storage room, its action is that you can search even if you don't have a search card. And there's 4 items in here, so there's a lot in here, and it's all weapons and ammo. So that could be useful, but if nobody cares about using this room to actually search or using the action for searching in this room, then we can ignore that. And your card specifically, since it's not a room action that it's being blocked by, your card that says use it in the storage room or whatever, you can just do that. It'll cost you a card to do it, but it won't. You don't have to worry about the room being broken for that.
Okay. Do you guys want me to repair this room? Because I think I have a card that can do that.
I don't have a need for it. Becky, do you?
Did you guys want to look searching here or anything?
I mean, that is a lot of guns and stuff. It's four guns and ammo. It could be very useful, but I don't have a need for it. I don't really intend to go that direction. I have to go to the front of the ship to get to the directions or controls. So I don't need it, Holmes.
So,
Sorry, Becky.
if you want to use
Yeah,
your
then
action for your
I'll,
thing,
I'll do the item crafting thing then.
Okay. All right.
Plasma
So
torch.
all right, plasma torch. All right. So just discard one card if you didn't already.
Okay.
And yours, it just says activate this in the storage room. Okay, so you did. So now you pick this one up, this card that said that, and put it up here with your items. And flip it. Well, so you can leave it face down if you want to keep it secret. Like we know it's a plasma torch anyways.
Yeah.
There you go. So now if you flip that, well, if you look at the other side, you know what that does and how to use it, what the plasma torch is. So cool. And now you have that, and that one is not consumed either. That's a permanent item. So as long as you're not in combat, you can use that over and over again. Most items are consumed when you use them. That one is not. The only limitation is no combat for that one. All right, so you moved. You did careful movement, so there's no sound roll to make. You did 2 actions. That should be it for your turn there. Anything else, Holmes?
That's it for me.
All right, that brings
the
it to my
card.
turn then. Yeah, go ahead and flip that over to pass. Becky, you flip yours too if you would.
yeah.
It actually has automation here. I didn't realize that it did. So it will try to pay attention to when those are flipped or not, like the game will, for adding noise and stuff.
I forgot. You said that you guys can see if it's a weapon, right? Because then it's considered big.
If you look at the top right corner, so if you come over here, Becky, and you look at this, and see that your gun that you have already equipped, see the icon on the bottom, in the top right of it, that one right below the gun that looks like a hand holding like a briefcase or something, a handle. If it has that icon, it's a heavy weapon, and it'll fill one of your 2 hands.
Right.
Yeah, so those we can see exactly. Now, if you exactly. If you search and find one.
It says at most 6.
Yeah,
So
if you search and find one, it starts with 1. It starts with 1 ammo.
Okay, because it had 0.
Yeah. So the card will have 0, but basically if you search to find a gun, it'll always have just 1 ammo to start with. You can refill them though. The storage room has a bunch, and then you can also find them in. There's a energy something room that will fill the guns all the way automatically. But if you ever search and find a weapon, it always starts with 1 ammo.
Okay, so it just holds 6.
Yeah, maximum would be whatever it says there. Like your starting weapon always starts full, but anytime you search and find one, it always starts with 1. I am going to discard an energy charge to activate that. That'll cost me 1 card. Let's see, what is on it? Let me see.
You hush.
That could be super useful if I needed to save everybody, so I will go ahead and do that. So the item that I picked up earlier is an energy charge. One of my quest items is discard an energy charge to activate, to get my item. And the item that I've just picked up is kind of an oh shit button. So if enemies, I can play this whenever I want to. Every player must pass, and all the aliens don't attack, and the turn ends immediately. So we would still have to deal with the event, but it could potentially, prevent an alien from attacking, which could be useful. All right, and that gets discarded. All right, that was one action. I am going to, let's see, what room is this? I don't care about unlocking the hatches for now. I need to get moved. Shit. And now I can't go back through the door. Do I have anything I can go through a door? I could destroy it. Yeah, I might as well do that, because, well, shit, I kind of... No, if I go that way, it's going to cost me a lot longer to get all the way back to the engine room. Alright, I'm going to destroy the door then. For 0. I'm using demolition to destroy the door. Move back in here. I'm going to roll for sound. Oh, I have to discard one more card too for movement. Corridor 2 added noise, which is to the north, so no alien spawns. Discard another card. Pardon me. We'll drop that. And that is it for my turn. The first player is going to pass to Ben for next turn. Now we are on to alien phase. There are no aliens spawned, so move the time marker. Oh, I got to pass my card. I think it's going to automatically do it when I pass my card. Let me see. No, wrong thing. There we go. Yep, it did. All right. So automatically passes for everyone and automatically moves it. We're down to round 13. It is time marker, no intruders alive, resolve an event. Becky, you want to pull an event?
Oh, God. Okay.
And then we're going to do the alien bag as well. Short circuit. Place a malfunction marker on each yellow room with a computer and remove it. I don't think we have any yellow rooms spawned. We do not. All right, so nothing to do there. Remove this event from the game and reshuffle the events deck, including the discard. Okay, so that alien hunt one that you got before, that got shuffled back in, but that card was deleted. The one that we just pulled. All right, and then alien spawning. I pulled an adult, which means everyone has to roll for noise, and the adult goes back in the bag. So starting in order, Ben, you're actually this is no the thing. Yeah, it has to. No, it is the end. Yeah, it's still the same turn. So Becky, you're first. So go ahead and roll your noise. And then Ben, yours is next. 3, where you are. 3 is the technical corridor. So go ahead and drop it up on the top left, way up here. There's no sound there right now, so that's okay. Grab a noise token and drop it up. No, it's over here. It's way at the top left. Anytime you see that, so on the room that you're in, see the little 3 right there?
Oh, that's right. I'm still in that room.
Yep. Right. So that little red one, that just means it's in the corridors and the air ducts. All right, so Ben, you're next. If you pull a 2, it's going to spawn an alien, Holmes. All right, a 1. That is this corridor here. I'll drop it in there for you, G.
All right, thanks, dude.
Yep. All right.
Is it okay if we take a quick intermission at 7?
Yeah.
Just like a 5 minute. That's
sure.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Rolling my sound. 2.
Now that it's flowing a little bit better, I understand this game a little bit better. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really fun.
It's just confusing. But everything's confusing to me when I first try to learn it, though, honestly, with my brain. And then once I get it figured out, it's like, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's really complicated at first, but once you have the flow of it down, it actually goes quite a bit faster and is makes more sense. But I did just spawn an alien, so yeah, I pulled a 2. There was already one in the 2 corridor to the north, so deleting both of those tokens. There is not a technical corridor, so the one in the technical corridor stays, but it does spawn an alien in the room with me. I will pull an alien, which is an adult. Great, so an adult just spawned in the room with me, and it is a 4. So if I have 4 cards or less, it's going to attack me. I have 3, so he is going to attack me right off the bat. That is bad news. Grab an adult. There we go. All right, adult spawns in the room. How attacks and their health and things work, I had wrong before as well. It does instantly try to attack me. So come up here to the top real quick, guys, and I'll show you how this works. The attacks, you pull this card here, one of this deck right here that says Intruder Attack. Or over here to the left, these red ones. Yep. So I'm going to pull one of these, but it may not actually. Basically, depending on what shows up on the card, it might just miss completely. Like it may not. It may. Basically, if the so all right, I'm gonna shuffle and pull one. All right. So, see the icons in the middle there that show the three, like those are the alien icons there. Those three icons are if this is an adult trying to attack me, but if this well okay, I'm making that more complicated. If this was a creeper or a larva trying to attack me, nothing would happen because those are not those icons don't have creeper or larva on there. It does have the adult icon, however, which means this is an adult and it pulled an adult attack. It is going to attack me. It's going to bite. So the character has 2 serious wounds. They die. If not, they suffer 1 serious wound. So I suffer 1 serious wound, which really sucks this early in the game. All right, there we go. If you have 3 and you get a 4th wound, you instantly die. The wound I got is hand wound, and the cost of all your item actions is increased by 1. So if I use any items, I have to spend an extra card to do it. So that was the instant attack of him attacking me as soon as he spawned in the room, and now that is the hang on. That was from noise from the that was the because that was from the noise of him spawning. This token is now deleted, and we are back to player turns. And Ben, you're first. Do you want to take a quick break now?
Yeah, if you want to.
Sure, that's fine.
I'll be back in 5, probably
Okay.
less actually.
All right.
Okay.
That's what I get for going back in that room. Damn it. Hey, Bob.
Ready whenever you guys are.
Okay. Becky, you back?
Muted, yes.
Yep. All right. Ben, you are first, And we are at the start of the play round. So draw back up to 5 cards, everybody. And if you don't have enough cards in your discard, or in your hand, then you draw what's there already. I think everybody has enough. Yeah, it looks like everybody has enough. Yep, back up to 5. Okay. So as soon as that empties, how that works basically is your hand, you have to draw what's there first. You don't shuffle it in before that. You draw what is left in your, in your available hand, and then once that empties out, then you grab your discard, shuffle it, and put it back on the left side, and then you can draw from those to get the rest of your cards. Meaning it's important because you might have, like, basically, if you move just your discard over, you might end up getting the exact same cards again and then never get out the card, the last of that stack, basically, if that makes sense. So, Ben, you are first. What you doing?
Did we need to roll for infectious stuff? Because I just got a card that said something about clear out infectious stuff. Did we need to roll with that at the end of the rounds?
No. So
If we had
that's
infections or whatever?
how you get infections. Certain things can happen, like event cards can do that. But generally, if you get attacked, is when you would have to roll an infection card.
So we
Speaking
would
of,
all know if we were infected. And we
Yeah,
wouldn't have to do
so
any of that unless we were.
correct. Yeah. So the larvas are the primary source, but if you melee attack, if you try to melee attack any of the enemies, then that will, very likely, or it doesn't have to, but it can lead to infection. I'm gonna check real quick because when I got that serious wound, that might be a way to get infected. I don't remember that, but let me double check. Yeah, go ahead and roll your turn though. But yeah, otherwise you don't need to worry about infections right now. Surprise attack. Yeah, no infections. Okay, cool. So far, so good.
Right. Well, I got to go that way anyway, so I think I'm going to quiet movement again.
Okay.
Into engine room number 1,
Okay.
so the one that's above me. That means if I do that, could I move the noise possibly to in between this room here?
So
and
see
then
this
here?
number right here, where it says 2 at the end of both sides of the corridor. That's the number you're looking for. And yeah, you definitely can. You could put
Okay.
it there. You could put it in 3 and 4, which both of those go into the technical corridor. So you could drop it in there, which there's already sound in, and then you could put it in or you could put it in 1, which is already sound in. If you put it in
Yeah,
1,
that's the
3,
number
or 4, that's smart here because if you had rolled for it, if you rolled a 1, a 3, or a 4, which you'd of course have good odds of accidentally rolling that, it would have spawned an alien. So yeah, if you do
Yeah.
quiet movement, then discard 2 cards,
That's what I'm doing.
and it will put sound there. Now, what that means is there is now sound in every corridor or every exit out of this room right now. So if if you create sound in here at all, or if we pull another adult and everybody has to roll and you roll it there, there's ways around it. But basically, you're probably going to end up spawning an alien if you have to roll for sound in here. So you discarded 1. Now this room itself, how the engine rooms work, is like I said, every room. So if you come up here, guys, to the kind of to the top left, I'm going to show you how these all work. So these rooms here, where it says this book right here, I just leave it open on the rooms because every room has special things. If you read where it says special rooms, it says engine number 1. You're actually in engine number 1, but for 2, all of these are the actions you can spend. So if you spend 2 cards home, it says check the engine stat of this room. Secretly look at the top engine token. You don't need to tell the truth about what you saw. The top engine token indicates whether it's broken or working. You can repair it in here also if you needed to. It costs you 2 other cards to do that, and another action. You spent 1 to move, so you wouldn't be able to repair it right now anyways. But if you're going to do that, if that's your goal here, you're going to discard 2 cards, and you're going to peek at the token right here to see whether it's working or not. And then you could tell us that it's working, but you could say that and be lying. You could say that it's broken and be like, you don't have to tell the truth. But you need to peek, don't flip it.
This one here?
Yep.
The one I'm mousing?
Yep.
Okay. Is it based off of colors? Oh, I see it. Never mind. The card is flipped upside down. Okay, I see it.
Yeah. If it's green, it's good. If it's red, it's bad.
Okay.
As far as, green is working, red is not working. Now, you don't have to say anything, but you can tell us if it's working or not. If you actually have, noble goals, then maybe, you intend to keep it repaired or not. That's up to you.
guess it isn't.
It is
I
working.
mean, it's a ladder. If I tell you guys or not, it's
You're.
not working.
I think you're muted, home. I think I'm just picking up from
Yeah,
Becky's.
you are.
Oh shit! Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I looked at it and I don't have any reason to keep it quiet, so it's not working.
Okay.
But I think I have a card to repair it though on my next turn.
Okay. So here, the other thing
So
too is since you're actually in this room, you can repair it even if you didn't have the card. It would just cost you 2 cards to do it. But the card you
okay,
have is probably cheaper. The card you
and it'll
have
probably
might
just
it might be 0, it might be 1. Yeah. So you could still, since you're actually the mechanic, you can fix it probably easier than the rest of us. Hence it, needing fewer cards to repair.
yeah, it's a 0. So yeah, that would definitely make it easier for me.
Cool. All right.
So on my
So
next turn, I can fix this one for us.
yep. And now, right now, you have 3 cards left. So that whole thing about that alien that attacked me, he spawned and with a 4. So now, if an alien spawns on you and he has a 4, then you're going to get hit.
Okay.
All right. So that makes me next. Go ahead and flip your card to pass.
All right.
And then I'm next. What is this one? Fire control system. We don't have that yet. All right. So I'm in the room with the alien. I don't have anything that will let me flee without him attacking me. I can flee and close the door behind me. I might do that. He's still going to get a chance to attack as I'm leaving. All right, so I think they just roll an attack when you leave the room with them. So I'm going to go ahead and try it. Oh shit! I only have 2 ammo left in my gun though. Every time you deal at least 1 injury, you deal. Oh shit! Okay, that's a shotgun. All right. Well, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot him. If I hit him at all, then I do 1 extra damage, which is good. So and how their health works is it seems more complicated at first. You don't actually track their hit points. You only track the damage done to them, and it can change every turn. This will make sense in a second because I'm going to go ahead and shoot him. So I'm going to spend 1 card to shoot him. I'll use... I may need that, so I'm going to drop my interruption card to shoot him. I don't need that right now. Spend 1 ammo, and roll to attack. Creeper... I don't think Creeper will hit. Let me look at the cards. I think it had to be adult or above. Let me see. If your target is a larva or creeper, deal 1 injury. If not, you miss. Yep. Alright, so that didn't do anything. Alright, I'm going to shoot him again. Spend my second action. I'll drop repairs. And now my shotgun will be empty. This could be bad news. And I fucking missed. Alright. Well, now my shotgun's empty. And I'm still stuck in the room with the guy. Alright, that is it for my turn. Bringing us to Becky's turn.
Oh god.
One
Okay.
thing.
Oh shit. Alright, well he went to the engine room I was going to go check.
You could go up
So-
here. That's still open. Or you can come back in here and help me kill this alien.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Alright, I will...
You do have 2 guns. I have 0 now. My shotgun's empty.
I do. Yeah, I will use a card to go back into your room.
Okay. Now there's no noise roll because there's already me and an alien in here.
Alright, and then I will use... screw it, that can go in. I won't need that now. I'll use that to shoot
Okay.
with... That only has 1 ammo.
But you can refill it if we find, the storage room has a bunch of ammo, and then there's a armory, I think is what it is.
Yeah, alright. The prototype pistol... It
Okay.
doesn't do any more damage, right?
Every time you roll, you have a 1 in 6 chance of rolling that icon. You can discard 1 additional ammo to deal. Well, you wouldn't. Yeah, that wouldn't give you any benefit right now because you don't have enough ammo to do that. So.
Alright, so I will use the pistol then.
Okay. Now that one, the downside of that one is if you roll a double shot, you have to treat it as a single shot. So.
Oh.
Yeah, that. So that the icon's there. I mean, you can change it if you want. That's what see where it says ammo 3 and then rolls of 2, meaning 2 damage to this guy. For a queen, for the bigger ones, a breeder and a queen, it wouldn't matter. It doesn't. Don't worry about that right now. But basically, for this guy, if you rolled a 2, it would have done 2 damage. It would only actually do 1 for the pistol.
You know what? We'll try.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage then.
Why not? Come on, something good.
Hey, all right. That's alien above, so it does 1 damage. All right. Now, how this works is come over to him and click the left click the little thing to show that he has 1 damage to him. Okay. Now come up here and you pull one of these intruder cards. Just pull it and flip it and set it on top of that one. Okay. Now look at the icon in the top left. You see that little blood splatter icon? We ignore everything else on this card, but every time you do damage to an alien, you look at you pull a card again and look at that number. And if he has more damage done to him than whatever that number is, he dies.
Oh, boo.
So right now he's got 1 damage done to him. We pulled a 2. Now if you pulled, if anytime he's damaged again, you might pull another one that might be a 5, and it still wouldn't be enough to beat him. But if you pulled another one and you pulled a 1 or a 2, whatever, and it was less, then he would die.
That is my turn. That's both actions.
All right. I didn't spend any item cards, so that is... Yep, okay, so it is next, so that will come back to me. I'll be first player on the next turn. Now, we do actually have aliens spawned, so we need to go through the alien... I know, I thought I had another card. Okay, it's on these. All right, so the process then is move the time track, which is done. Intruder attack. So these two are the one that's in the room with us is going to attack us. How it chooses to attack is first the number of cards in the hand. So we have the same number, but if I had 2 and you had 3, he would attack me, and vice versa. After that, if it's a tie, then he attacks whoever's next in initiative order, which is also me in this case. So he's going to attack me. So we'll pull another card, another intruder attack card, which is flee. So we lucked out. So come and look at this card real quick. So that icon in the top left, you see that white arrow?
Mm-hmm.
It means that they run away. So as long as, this alien, if you had those 3 icons in the middle, which is an alien, an adult, a breeder, and a queen, or what those 3 icons are, whatever, in this case, he's going to flee first. That's the movement thing we would see. So he's actually going to run away, which is good news for us. The downside is we could have put I could have shot him with both shotgun shells that I had. You could have hit him and he still didn't die, and then he flees into the technical corridors and goes back. They instantly heal completely. So if it's a queen or anything like that and they flee, they all the damage that was done to them is wiped out. So he is put back. Oh, actually, we have unlimited of them anyway, and now we have to put his adult token back in the bag because now he could respawn. Like he's back in the ship somewhere hiding and could come back and attack us. There's no fire to be concerned with because there isn't any out yet. Then fire damage and then resolve an event card. So you want to pull an event card, Becky?
Yeah.
And then Ben, do you want to do the alien spawning up here?
Okay.
Hold off on just a second till Becky does the card, and then you can do the alien.
Oh. Alright, life support failure. Place a malfunction marker in each green room. Remove this event from the game and reshuffle the event deck, including the discard pile.
Okay, so there's no discard pile to worry about. This one gets deleted. I don't think we've spawned any green rooms, have we? No, we have not. Alright, so we can ignore that one as well. Got lucky on both of those. All right, so Ben, you're going to grab just this. Yeah, you're going to pull one out of there.
Okay.
All right, so that's another larva.
Creeper.
No, that's a creeper. Shit. Okay, so look at this card
Yeah.
right here and read what it says for creeper. It's on the left in the middle.
Other side, okay. Remove this token from the intruder bag and add 1 breeder token to the intruder bag.
Okay, so this creeper just evolved. It just grew up into a breeder, which is breeder's the second most dangerous. The queen is the biggest one. So we're going to take one of these breeder tokens right here that I just picked up, and we're going to drop it in the bag. And now that means there's a breeder alive somewhere in the vents in the place here. One thing I didn't really explain this, but if you guys look up here, these cards right here that show it says intruder weaknesses. These, if we reveal those, it will make us a lot more capable at killing them. So it can be things like that they're weak to fire, they take more damage from fire. Or that if you make noise in another room, it'll scare them and they'll run away. Things like that. We won't know what these are though unless we find the lab and research it. And your objectives might have things to research in the lab as well. So if you did have something that says research an egg or something like that, One, we need to find the lab that's somewhere in the ship here, and then you would need to get one of the alien eggs, which there's a few ways you can do that. Don't worry about that right now. But basically, if we find the nest, which is where the eggs are, you would grab an egg from there or from potentially from the queen, and take it to the lab. The other though is that carcass that we killed from the larva that we killed, or that you guys killed. If you pick that up and carry it with you, one, it takes one of your hand slots, so you would only be able to carry one gun and the carcass, or a player carcass, which there's always one to start with, by the way, so I forgot to put it on the board. But basically, you would take a carcass to the lab, whether that's a human or an alien, and you would research those and or an egg to find what these weaknesses are. So keep that in mind if we do find the lab, or if you have an objective that needs that. So that's
I
it
did, but I don't anymore.
on the previous game. Okay.
No, it
Oh,
was
your
on this
discard?
one. It's not the one that I chose.
Gotcha. Yeah. Those are really fun too, but they are potentially risky because you do potentially get infected if you're trying to hunt down the aliens to be able to get a carcass and so on. But there are, if we ended up needing, if you guys need it, I forgot to tell you about this, but as soon as the game starts, one of the crew is dead already, and it's this body right here. So if you look in the middle of the board, I've got this blue one that I'm bouncing here. That one, as soon as the game starts, it's supposed to be just one of the crew members that is not being actively played. Basically, it's just a random crew member that doesn't ever actually exist in the game, but it leaves a human body there that is infected. The aliens killed them before we woke up. So if you ever needed a human body, you don't have to wait for a player to actually die. You can grab that one right from the start and take it to the lab. And then of course for alien carcasses, you have to kill one or find a carcass in another way. So. Okay.
So what happens if both your hands have guns and you want to carry a carcass? What happens?
You'd
to
have
the
to
other
drop the
gun?
gun. Yeah, you'd have to drop it. If it's a gun, basically, if you drop any items that are like basically just a card, and there isn't a physical representation, it's just gone. It just disappears. So if you dropped one of your guns, it would just be gone. You can give it to other players if you're in the room with them. You can trade with other players and things like that. That's totally fine. They also have to have a free hand to be able to carry it, of course. Same with corpses or anything else. So, but if you drop a carcass, it just stays in the room. It doesn't disappear. All right.
Oh, is it my turn?
No, the round just ended. No, it's my turn. I'm the first in this round here, and then I'll pass to you next. Well, I don't like having this wound because I may need to use that. I don't want it to spend 2 cards. Oh, draw back up to 5 cards, everybody. And if you don't have enough, then you're going to draw however many cards you have remaining. Yep, pick those up, drop them over on the side and shuffle them, and then pull one more. Shuffle them first. Yep. And Ben, you have, same thing for you. So you're going to pull this one card that you still have over here. I can show you guys the camera shortcuts too to make things quicker for you. Put that in your deck, in your hand. There you go. And then you're going to pick up the 6 of them that you have. Pick those up, flip them, and then drop it over here where your hand is, where it's pulling, or where your spares are. Shuffle it, and then pull one more so that you're back up to 5. There you go. All right. I don't need to do those. Computer skills.
Okay. Do you want to
I'm not talking to you, computer.
Well, you can ask for
Computer, shut up.
concessions.
I'm gonna move. Oh, shit. All right, there isn't sound yet, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I still have a 1 in 8 chance of pulling noise, or the danger noise, which would make noise everywhere. But I'm gonna move to the south here. What I should have done from the start. We're freaking 3 rounds in, and I didn't even get started moving over there. But I'm going to move to this room down here. It is a malfunction. It is the monitoring room. Check room. Okay, that could be really useful. So this room that I just found could be really useful for us. But it is malfunctioning, so we'll have to repair it first. I may do that, because that could be useful. Alright, and set it to 3. Alright, so what this room is that I just found is by spending 2 cards in this room, anybody can come in here. By spending 2 cards in here, we can reveal any of the rooms on the map without having to move to it. So if we're in here safely, not making a lot of noise... Oh, I said they rolled for noise. then we can, check every room until we find the ones that we need. Like if you needed the lab or something like that. Obviously, it would take, potentially rounds to do it. But if as long as everybody's staying still and not doing things, then you would be able to do that without making a lot of noise. I spawned some noise in corridor 4 to the south. I'm going to see if I can repair it, because this room could be useful, actually. Do I have anything to repair? Shit, I don't. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to keep moving. That still could be useful, but I don't have anything to repair it, so I'm gonna move on to the next room. It is one with a door. That's bad news. Hey, hell yeah. All right, emergency room can treat wounds in. That's good news. All right. So if, I'm the only one with a wound currently, but if we have them, the emergency room is here. And I can open that door if I need to. So set that to 1. When you have wounds, remember if you end up with 3 serious wounds, which they can stack up really fast, and you get injured a single more time, you're dead. So the emergency room, and there's like a med bay or something like that, or different ways you can heal those wounds so that you don't have to deal with those anymore. Into 3, which is the technical corridor. All right, that is. Oh shit! There was already noise in the technical corridor. I just spawned another fucking alien. It is an adult again, and it has 3. How many cards do I have in my hand? Shit, I moved twice. All right, I have 3. All right, so he did not attack then, because I have the same number of cards. That has moved twice. But an alien spawned in the room, and that is it for my turn. Becky, it is your turn.
Oh boy. I am going to shit. I'm gonna use careful movement, and I'm gonna go in here.
Where to? To the south?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the room that you got locked in.
Okay.
Let's use, which one am I getting? And then I'm going to use my risk assessment.
Okay. Well, first spend the 1 card to move.
I did 2, because I'm doing.
Oh, careful move. Okay, where are you dropping the sound in?
Right behind me.
Okay. And you're going to this one over here, or this one?
No, I only get to move once, right?
Yeah, but you were already in. Oh, sorry. Never mind.
No, I was up here.
You were already in here. Yeah, sorry. Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna check out this event. Okay, we're just gonna leave it right on top.
All right.
And that's my turn.
All right. So that was move and then risk assessment. All right, Ben, it is your turn.
Right.
So you check that engine. Oh wait, hang on. That engine you said was bad, and you need to repair it, or it's good and
Yeah, that one's damaged, so I'm going to use this ingenuity card. That is correct, right? In the middle. Repair / break the engine in the engine room you're in.
Yep. And does it
I'm
say
gonna use
0?
that. Yeah, it's a 0.
Okay. All right. So you don't have to spend any other cards. You can just drop that 1.
Okay.
And that's 1 action to do that. So you now have another action still, so you can move or whatever else you want to do. If you're going to move to the south, you are going to risk. I mean, you're going to have to. If you're going to do regular movement, you'd have to roll. And if you got a 3 or 4, you'd be fine. If you rolled a 1 or a 2, it would spawn an alien. If you do careful movement, you can ensure that it drops into 3 or 4, but you won't get into the engine yet. You'll still be in the storage room, which means that you would almost certainly end up spawning an alien on the next turn, but not now.
Yeah, well, I better be safe then.
You're going to careful movement? Okay.
That'll be the rest of my turn, so I'll pick a couple cards here.
Okay.
And then I'll move back into the storage room so I can move into the other engine room on my next turn.
Okay. All right. So that puts noise in all of the surrounding corridors to you right now. So if you have to roll for because assuming you're trying to put the careful movement, you're wanting to put that into 3 and 4, right?
Yeah, somewhere where
It's the only place where
hopefully not going to spawn anything.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, when you move next turn, you're technically leaving this one actually. So you'll have a 50-50 chance if you're going to the engine room in the next turn because right now where you are, there's noise in all the surrounding corridors. So if any noise happens here, even at the end of the turn when we have to roll for noise, if you spot any there, it will make any alien. But if it doesn't and you get to move into here, then once you're in here, you'll roll for noise again, and it would either be for 1-2, which is currently empty, or 3-4, which has one. So you'd have a 50-50 chance there.
Okay. And now, I'm sorry, I missed it when you were talking earlier. Do all 3 engines need to be up and at 'em before
Only
we can
two.
actually escape?
Yeah,
Only
two.
2 out of 3.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have to know. Oh, hang on. So you did fix the engine in here, right?
That one's fixed. Yes.
Okay, so
Number
here's
one's
what you're
fixed.
going to do. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that the card that's I moved it. The card that's on top has to be the one that's fixed. Now again you could be lying, so do not flip them over. What you're going to do is pick these up. There's 2 cards there, so pick both of them
Okay.
up and set them to the side. Okay, and they'll pull one off. Now,
And figure out.
yeah, put the
I'm
one
gonna
that's
put the one on there.
damaged. Well, put the one. Okay, whichever one ends up being on top is the one of whether it's fixed or not. So you need to set
Okay.
the one that you do that is not the current status. Set that down first, and then put the other one, whether it's correct or not, is up to you. So if you wanted it to be no, you're going to put it over here. Drop it right back where they were. If you want it to be fixed, then you're going to put the green card on top. If you want it to be broken, you're going to put the red card on top. And remember that what you
Okay.
want may not align with what we want. So go ahead and do whatever you need to there.
Alrighty. So that is up to date.
All right.
That room is up to date.
All right. Do you trust him, Becky? Does he look shifty?
I mean, he always looks shifty, but I think he's all right.
All right. That is it for Ben's turn then. He repaired the engines, then moved into that room. Becky, no, hang on. Ben, you were last. Yeah, so that's the end of the
Okay.
player's turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and flip your pass card over. All right, so we are down to 11. Look at this tracker right real quick, guys, down at the bottom of the main game board. So what this is, this little time window here. Ben, can you see that on Becky's screen? There you go. Okay. So every time we end a round, this little red marker is getting incremented 1 to the right. Like right now it's on round 11. We started at 16, or 15 technically. When it gets to this blue, that is when the hibernation pods unlock. So if you had a goal that means like survive to make it to a certain place, you basically, no matter what your objective is nearly, unless it's escape on an escape pod or something like that, it probably intends for you to be in the hibernation pods alive by the time this counts down all the way to the end. I'll explain what that means in a second. But basically, the hibernation pods are not unlocked until we get to round 8. So after 9, as soon as between 9 and 8, the hibernation pods will unlock. We can go in there and go into hypersleep and then end the game. During this time, you can't do that. You have to wait for that for them to unlock. But there's a few other factors that happen. If we are in hibernation pods and the self-destruct is going off, which if somebody intentionally set that off, or if it happens due to an event like an alien bumps it and sets off the self-destruct, that would be the timer that's over here on the left, and we'd have to stop that separately or intentionally try to do it. The self-destruct also automatically unlocks the escape pods, by the way. But you have to, get into them and make it off the ship before the self-destruct goes off, otherwise we die. But this timer, once it gets all the way down here to this last one, this is when the ship goes into, hyperspace. Like it'll jump to whatever the engine's destination is. So if I haven't, or whoever's going to fix the destination, if that hasn't been fixed yet, it jumps to whatever the current one is, and it's random at the start of the game. So it could be going to Mars, it could be going to deep space, Jupiter or whatever the destination is, that's where it's heading to. So if it isn't fixed, or if say I had ulterior motives and I'm trying to get us to go to Mars or something instead, and I have it set to that, the rest of you would all die. You would all just stay dead in the hypersleep chambers, even if you had survived. If you'd made it through the alien parts. But assuming that we're all trying to get back to Earth and we make it this far, then, or if we all get into hypersleep before then, as long as we're in hypersleep somewhere after this, then we would make it back to Earth if that's where the destination is, and that the engines are fixed, and that you don't have a larva inside you that bursts out while you're sleeping. So, anyways, there's a whole lot of factors, but basically, we can't finish it until we get over here and the hyperpods or the hypersleep pods are open. All right, so Ben was last, so we are on to alien phase now. Alien phase is move the time track, which is done. Intruder attack. There's one in the room with me. That's the only one currently up, so I'm going to get attacked here. I'm going to pull a card and see if it's an adult. It is an adult, and it's a claw attack. Character suffers 2 light wounds and gets 1 contamination card. All right, so this is our first contamination card that you guys haven't seen these yet. I'm going to pull one over here, and I'm going to shuffle it first, actually. So, you know what? Actually, come up here. I want to show you something, guys, real quick. I'm going to pull a random one just so you guys see it. Get my 2 light wounds. I'll put that on. Now I have 1 serious and 2 light wounds. That sucks. All right, so way up here. All right, so these cards right here, these contaminations cards, in the physical game, this is what they look like, and it has this little like kind of red and white noise on the bottom of the card. And how it works is you put that inside of this little filter thing, and the filter thing will tell you if you're infected or not. But now I have this, and this card could be infected, it could not be. The only way to know is to either use, I think a rest card will tell you, to go into like a med bay, things like that. There's places at the ship where you can check those cards, it'll tell you if you're infected or not. And then there's different things that happens depending on whether it's infected. So, but either way, this card now is going to go into my action card pile, and every time I draw cards, this could come up, and I can't use it. I can't spend it to do anything, and you could end up with 5 contamination cards just gumming up your whole deck, and you can't use it to do anything. It's not an action itself, and you can't spend it to pay for other actions to do things. You can get them out in the med bays and things like that. But if it's a larva, it could be serious because it can, like a chest burster, it can kill you. How you find out if this card is bad or not, I'm not actually going to use this one. I'm going to put it back in the deck and shuffle. But how you find out is you drop it on this thing up here. And it says scanning, and it's clear. Okay, so if I were to have pulled this card, I would not have an infection. But I won't know that until I actually get to scan it. You don't scan it immediately. You can only scan it in certain places, like I said, at certain parts of the ship. So I'm going to shuffle that, and now one of these contamination... Oh, not the whole deck. All right, 1 contamination card is now added to my deck in the discards. And that is it for the attack. I got 2 light wounds and a contamination on his turn. There are no other aliens up, so we do an event card. Becky, you want to grab an event card? And then Ben, you can grab the alien in a second. What's doing, Becky?
Oh, nest. If the nest room is explored, place a noise marker in each corridor that is connected to the nest. Do not place a noise marker if one is already present.
All right. So nest is not currently explored. At the top of that card, this hasn't been relevant yet because we haven't had an event while aliens were alive. The very top of that, you see those 3 icons there, and then the number 3.
Mm-hmm.
What that would mean is if we had a creeper, a breeder, or a queen, that's what those 3 icons are. Any of those on the board, or all of them, would move to corridor 3. So then they would like run. That means they could be running away from you. They could be going just somewhere else. They could run into another room or another players and attack them. We don't have a creeper, a breeder, or a queen spawn, so we can ignore that. You can go ahead and put that on the discard over here. And then Ben, if you want to grab one of the aliens out from the pool bag here, right here in the middle. This right here. Pull one of those. All right, another adult, which is bad news. So read the adult one in the bottom left corner there.
Okay.
All players roll for noise in order. If a player's character is in combat with an intruder, this player does not perform a noise roll. Return the adult and shoot a token back to the bag.
All right, so go ahead and
So
put that
everybody,
token.
me and Becky roll for noise, right?
Yep,
Since you're still
exactly.
fighting.
Yep, and I'll go ahead and put the token back in, but that means that the adult is still there. So in order means Becky first.
All right, 1 and 2 are bad.
Well, shit. All right, so even more aliens spawning. You see how this starts to steamroll really quickly. 1 is this corridor here. Now the good news is, there we go. The good news is every time an alien spawns. Oh, I forgot to do that on mine actually. No, there wasn't one there. Okay. Yeah, there's not one in the tech corridor. Every time an alien spawns, you delete all of the noise tokens from the surrounding rooms. So those you had 1 here in 2 and 1 in 1. I'll go ahead and delete those for you. And then Becky, go ahead and pull your alien.
Oh God. What am I doing?
Up on the board here, where you're
one?
pulling the tokens. Yep, you got to pull one out, and this is going to be the actual alien that spawns to attack you.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay, an adult. Is that what you pulled right here?
Yeah.
All right, so hang on. Before you do anything else, flip this token over, the one that you just pulled.
Oh no.
And what's on the back is the number of cards you have to beat. Okay, do you have 3 or more cards? You have 2 cards.
Got 2.
All right, so he does attack you. We can go ahead and delete that token because he is alive now. Put an adult in the room with you, and he's going to get a surprise attack. So come up here and go ahead and pull an attack. And flip. Okay, so that's not... So if you look at the... I'm going to move it right here. Look at the middle there, and the icon that's in the middle is a queen icon. You see that?
Yay.
So that means that it just misses. It tries to attack you and misses. So you lucked out there. All right, Ben. So now there is one in there with you now. We've resolved your noise roll. Ben, you have to roll a noise roll, and there's noise in every possible corridor. So unless you roll silence, you're going to spawn an alien too. All right. So there's definitely noise. That is one for you too, Ben. I'll go ahead and delete the tokens that are around you. Go ahead and spawn your alien. So come up here, yep, and pull one out of that bag. You see how we're actually starting to remove. Oh shit.
Oh no.
Okay, that's a breeder. I thought it was the queen. The breeder's still really bad.
Okay.
Go ahead and flip it, Holmes.
But that actually means it's not just in the ducks. He's actually
Yeah, that's in the room with you.
With me, right?
What's the number?
3.
You have 2, so he's going to attack you as well. All right, go ahead and delete that token.
How do I do that, dude?
Well, you should be able to just mouse over it and hit delete, the delete key, but I
Okay.
think you guys have had trouble with it before. I'm not sure if it'll let you. If it won't, I'll do it for you. No?
I don't think so.
All right, I got it for you.
All right.
All right. So she's going to attack you. So that's a breeder in the room with you now. The breeders are also like I think almost their attacks can tend to impregnate you with their larvas as well. So come up here to the intruder deck. This red one here. Pull one off and put it on the discard deck on the bottom. Just one card. Yep. Flip it. There we go. Okay. All right. So you lucked out as well. So see the icon in the middle there, G? The little tail icon right above transformation.
Right here? Okay.
Yep, that icon is a creeper icon, and this is a breeder. So because the breeder icon is not on this card, her attack just misses.
Okay.
Okay.
Lucky me.
Yep. You guys both got lucky. So I've gotten hit fucking twice, and neither of you got hit at all so far. But we all three have aliens in our room with us, which is real dangerous because that's the end of this turn. We all have our turns now, and trying to flee means taking opportunity attacks as well. So, all right, Ben. So actually. Did I go first last time, or did it just come
Didn't
to me?
you?
Yeah.
I did. Okay, all right. So it's yours now, Becky. Here you go.
Oh God.
So on the actual physical board game of this, how big are those alien
They're
tokens?
huge. This is an accurate representation. Yeah.
Token.
Yeah. The queen, like
So they're like twice as tall as the human icons,
or
the character
more.
icons.
Here,
Or more,
I'm bringing
okay.
a queen over. So look at the queen.
I was gonna say that breeder looks pretty fucking tall.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's the
Whoa.
queen. So. They all have unique models. The queen is the only one that is like there's only one because you can only spawn one. The rest of them there can be multiple at any given time. But yeah, they actually like this game when you buy the physical version of it is $140 because those they're most of them kind of honestly I could just 3D print all of these. Like the models they're cool, they're very intricate, but they're just I can just 3D print them as well. But when you buy
Computer things, or are they what are they? Do you know what they're made of? When the actual physical board game, what the icons are made of? Are little metal things, or are they pewter?
No, they use nowadays they're like a molded plastic, which is like
Okay.
it's durable, it's good. Like they'd be typically more durable than most resins. I use a nice durable resin when I print things, but anyway, yeah, I mean they're nice, they're good quality. It's just super expensive because they're printing that and then trying to ship all those things without them breaking in the box and everything too. What you doing, Becky?
Okay, so if I run, it still gets the chance to hit me.
Yeah,
Yes?
yeah, it will make an attack as you run. Now here's the thing, that attack could be that it flees, or it could be that it just misses because it's an adult and you pull a card that is only for a larva or something like that. That's all totally possible too.
And if I close the door behind me when I leave,
It still gets the attack. It gets the attack as you leave, and then you could close the door.
and what happens after I close the door? Like, does it take
So-
a couple turns for it to get through it?
Nope,
or...
nope. So how it works is it will stay in that room, but you know how when we pulled the event cards and it has where they move at the top?
Mm-hmm.
If it tries to move into the room that there's a closed door, it breaks the door. It doesn't make it through yet, but it breaks the door, which can't be closed again. It's just broken. There's technically ways to. In fact, I gotta put this broken door back because I accidentally deleted it when I was deleting the sound. Anyway, it breaks the door, stays in the room that it is, but later on could then move through that door, and that door is not supposed to be ever usable again. It's like permanently broken. But it does buy you time. Like you have at least a round, maybe two, maybe more, before it could try to go after you. And by then you should have, probably left anyways.
Yeah, why not? We're gonna use a card to, and I'm not gonna use careful movement because fuck it, there's already one in here.
All right.
I'm gonna go to this other room.
Okay. You're going back to the engines.
No, I'm going to this room.
Yeah, but you're heading towards the engines, though, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, towards the engine.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay.
What?
Well,
Oh,
the
no.
icon you just pulled is danger, which actually, since you're slimed anyways, they would both work the same. What that icon means is that you have to put sound icons now in each of the 3 corridors that surround it. Yeah. So first he's going to try to attack you, though. So go ahead and pull out attack.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
Yay.
that is a creeper, so it does not get an attack on you. Also, since you pulled this noise token, you don't have to roll for sound regularly because it automatically spawns them all, and it is a 3.
Oh,
And then
oh
here,
so it just goes into 3? Oh no, it goes into all.
yeah, it goes into all. The 3 was the number of the items in the room. I'll move you a little bit. Okay, go ahead and flip the room. All right, and set that to 3. So rotate that until the 3 is by the arrow over here on the left. What is it? Evacuation. Okay, so if you needed to try to use an escape pod, this is the room you would need to use it from. There's 2 different ones of these. This one only works for the escape pods on the north side of the ship. All right, so that was movement to get in here, and you created noise for the outside already, so you don't need to roll for noise because of the danger token.
And I'm going to use my computer skill, which is 0 cards. It's open or close one door in a corridor connected to the room you are in. I'm going to close the one behind me.
Okay, all right. I'll drop a door for you there. There we go.
My turn.
And there is noise in there still, but as far as the alien getting out, that's not a concern right now. All right, Ben, that makes it your turn.
All right. Hang on, I'll be right there.
That breeder has a huge human arm sticking out of its back. Oh, okay, it's kind of a human. Okay, I see. It has other appendages too, and I didn't realize that kind of human-looking arm is just one of its regular arms.
Alrighty then. That's not a bad idea. I think that's what that torch did, right? The plasma torch. I could close a door, I believe, right?
Yep. So you could,
Open and
if you,
close
yeah,
one door.
you could,
Okay.
you could move first. I mean, obviously, if you close it now, you're just going to be locked in there with her. Computer cancel timer.
I think that torch was one of those things that you were talking about that said I can close a repaired door or a broken door too.
Destroyed doors can be closed. Yeah, so you can repair a broken door. Yep. That's one of the.
So
there's only a couple ways to do that in this game. If it's a broken door, usually it's just broken permanently.
That's pretty sweet. All right,
Oh, hang on. We didn't draw up to 5, so go ahead and draw your cards up to 5 first.
Oh, okay. And I just did these, right? Yeah.
As long as you have 3 or more in there. If you just mouse over it, Holmes, and then hit 3 on your keyboard, there you go. Okay, you did it.
Sweet.
All right.
All right. All right. Then I'm going to move into that room.
Into the
So
engine
just
room?
regular movement. I don't think noise would matter. Yeah, into the engine room, yes, please.
Okay.
Because I'm just going to do regular movement. I don't think noise matters since we're already being attacked anyway, right?
Well, it still does, and here's why.
It still does.
So
yeah.
here's the thing. Come look at the board real quick, and I'll show you why. So I just moved your token into the engine room here, into the second engine room. Now,
But there's technically not any noise right
well,
here.
there was previously noise there, but during the noise roll, you already spawned a breeder, right? So that noise got deleted. Well, Becky, when she moved into this room, was the problem. She hit a danger token, and now there's noise right here.
Oh,
so
I
now,
did that too on accident.
Yep,
Huh?
yep. So now you still have a 50-50 chance of spawning another alien in here, if you roll. Now, if you did do careful movement, you could intentionally put the noise here, which would mean there's no alien to be concerned about right now. The breeder could technically they could follow you depending on the card that gets pulled. Odds aren't super high for it, but they could. If you did careful movement, meaning costing you another card, you could put the sound here, and you would not have to deal with an alien. But if you're also going to do the torch to close that door, that would be both your turns. You would not be able to check the engine this turn.
If I moved into there, didn't close the door, could I do careful movement and check that engine?
Yep. Yeah, you can do careful
Okay.
movement as your first action, which would cost you 2 cards. So you'd put 2 cards away, and
All
then
right.
check the
I
engine.
think I'm going to do that just to try to be safe.
Okay. Now checking the engine, unless you have another card for checking the engine, it's 2 cards to do that. So you're gonna have 1
Yeah, so I'm
card
going to
left.
be down to like 1 card.
Yep.
So if I get attacked, I'm
Yep.
screwed.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a larva, it probably won't get to hit you, but most else would be able to.
Okay. Bend those 2. Careful move into that engine room.
Okay. And then that'll drop a sound token in the hallway behind you, so I'll put that there for you.
Okay. And then I'm going to do 2 more to check the status of that. And then if it needs to be repaired, I use 2 more cards on my next turn unless I happen to pull.
Exactly. Yep.
Right? Okay.
Yep. Or yeah, if you pull your, one of your repairing ones that lets you repair the engine for 0 cards. Yeah. And remember, you need to peek at the engine, not flip it.
Alrighty, I'm going to go take a peeky at it. Okay.
So do you want to tell us what it is?
It's same as the other one. It's jacked up, so I'm going to
Okay,
have to
so it
fix
has to
it.
be fixed. Okay. Now here's the thing too. If we wanted to roll the dice on it, each of these has a 50-50 shot. Right now, according to you, assuming that you're on the up and up, the
Yeah.
northern engine is engine number 1 is green, and that's good. This one is red. The bottom one has a 50-50 chance of being green or red as well. So like we could be at 2 engines right now. If you fix this one, we could be at 3 engines repaired. Aliens can break them, so there's still possibility, that they get broken.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah, I mean, fixing this one, if that is your goal, is to actually help us, then then you would want to repair this one if you can while you're there.
That is my stated goal. Again, you guys don't know whether you believe me or not, but
Yeah.
yes, I'm trying to get 2 out of these fixed, whether you believe me or not.
Okay.
So we should be sound after this,
All right.
as long as I don't get eaten by that breeder first.
Yeah, or another alien spawns, which that could definitely happen too, because you're surrounded by noise now. All right.
Okay.
There's a cockpit room action. Open or close any single door anywhere on the ship. Okay, cool. All right, so I can do that for free when I get there. That's good news. I might stay in the cockpit for a bit because I can open and close any doors on the ship anytime I want to from the cockpit. So I can try to block the aliens off to keep them from being able to get to you guys, and then we make a path to once everybody's ready to go. We try to beeline back to the hibernation chamber. We have to make sure no aliens spawn when we get there, and then we can get in the sleeper pods and then call it finish the game. But the main things, of course, are that our objectives are completed. That's what we need to make sure of. That 2 out of the 3 engines are good, and that the ship is headed towards. I need it to go to Earth. So if you guys need it to go elsewhere, unless you make it to the chamber and into the cockpit and change it, then you won't win. So hopefully you're all trying to get to Earth as well. So all right, that brings us to aliens, right?
Yeah.
Wait, did I go? No, I get to go still. Yep. Okay. Why did the round should not have incremented then? It's still on 11 because I didn't go yet. It will be on 10 after I go. All right. I really would like to heal, but I need this adult not in the room to do that, and I don't have anything to hit it with. I'm gonna have to run and hope that it doesn't hit me, and that I can hopefully get back in this room later to heal myself. All right. I'm going to run. She's going to attack me. Well, there's an adult on there, so character suffers 1 light wound and gets 1 contamination. Well, I already had 2 light wounds, which means that turns into another serious, and I have 2 serious wounds. I'm definitely going to need to get back in here. Second serious wound is bleeding. Each time you pass in the player... Oh, fuck. That is really bad news. Every time I pass, I suffer a light wound. That's really bad. And a 2nd contamination card. Okay. Well, I am now in the cockpit. There was 1 card to move there. I will use... Actually, I may want to hang on to that. I can drop that. There we go. All right, and now that my special action is called Authorization, my trait card. When you use the cockpit room action, you can open or close any single door anywhere on the ship. Um, I'm going to... Shit, that is really a risk if I don't close that door, because if she comes in after me, I could die really quickly. I can at least make sure that you guys are heading to Earth, assuming that's what you want. I'm going to go ahead and use the room action, so it's going to cost me 2 cards. I'll do Demolition and... Yeah, I'll do Demolition and Old Friend. Drop those 2. To check where the ship is going. We are currently going to Venus. That is not good. All right, and to do that, anytime I use that, I get to spot or open and close a door. I'm going to close the. You guys don't need any doors anywhere right now, right? Like you're okay, kind of. Like
Yeah.
Ben, you could use one, but I'm already pretty badly wounded, so I need one by me. Becky, you
No,
already
you're
got one.
good, dude.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna close the door between me and that adult, so that it can't get to me at least for the next round. With that, and then on my next turn, I will change it to. Yeah, right now it is Venus. I need to change it to Earth. All right. Can't do that now, but I can do it on my next turn. All right, that is it for my turn. Flipping that. This now goes to... Wait. New current round 10. Yeah, it needs to go to 10. There we go. All right, now off to the aliens. Wrong card. Move the time track. Self-destruct, intruder attack. Anybody in a room with an alien? No? All right, so we all escaped the ones that we were in with. No fire. Vent card, Becky. And then Ben, it'll be one of the aliens.
Alright. Oh, what is that? Egg protection. Resolve an encounter for each character who is in the nest or is carrying an intruder egg.
Great. So what that would mean is if anybody was carrying an egg, it would spawn. It would create, like, the alien would hatch out of it and attack. If you were in the nest, it would hatch eggs from there that would turn into aliens. Now at the top though, that shows a breeder and a queen are going to move to corridor 2. There's only one breeder. There's no queens on the board, but the breeder is going to move to corridor 2, which is this one right here. So this one is now moving away from Ben. So Ben left the room, but it's going to move through corridor 2, which is here, and it'll go back into the command center. So it has now moved over here, where you guys were earlier. And that is it. So this card now goes over here on the discard pile for them. And then Ben, we need to spawn an alien. Or we'll draw an alien token to see what happens. This little deck there. All right, great. So everybody has to do noise rolls.
Oh yeah, because we're all.
Yep, I'll put the token back in. So in order, it is Becky first. And you are surrounded by noise already, Becky, so this is probably bad news.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be real bad.
1. Yeah, that definitely has one. All right, I'll delete the tokens if you want to go ahead and spawn your alien.
Oh god. Oh.
Hey, a larva.
Yay.
All right, that's good. All right, flip it. Go ahead and flip the larva to see what it is.
Oh.
Probably 1. Yeah, okay. All right, so that can be deleted. Do you have more than one card? Or do you
I
have...
got 3.
Okay, all right. So here's a larva to spawn in the room with you. It does not get a special attack, or a secret attack, or whatever, sneak attack on you. That is it for that one, and all that noise is now removed, Ben. So to the south of you, where there had been sound, is now clear. But you need to roll, and if you roll a 3 or a 4, it's going to spawn an alien. Of course. Shit. All right, alien in the engine room is really bad news. Go ahead and draw your alien, Holmes. I deleted the noise for you.
Oh, please be a small one.
There are currently 8 aliens left that are not on the board right now. Remember, if these guys go back into the
Oh, God.
corridors, the
Queen.
queen. Oh shit. Well, that might be game over for us, because the queen in the engine room is bad news. All right, so there's the queen in with Ben. Go ahead and flip the token over, Holmes. And you only have 1 card left, so you're gonna get a secret attack. Yep. Because you spent your cards
yeah.
into 1, right? Yeah. So she's gonna get a sneak
Yeah,
attack.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
go ahead and pull the card, the intruder attack. Now it may not be the queen. If it doesn't show the queen icon, then you might get lucky.
Okay.
So pull one of those, and flip it and put it on the bottom stack.
What we got?
It's got a queen on it.
Yeah. Claw attack. 2 light wounds.
You suffer 2 light wounds and take 1 contamination. Yep. So
That's on my board at the spot on the board for wounds, right?
yeah, so right here you see on the where it says 1 light wound and then 2 light wounds and then serious wounds. So you're gonna drop it on the middle one right there for 2 light wounds. So grab
Just
this
click
little
on it.
grab a little red block, that
Ah,
little red cube, and drop it on the 2. There you go. All right, so you have 2 light wounds, and now you need to grab a contamination. I'll grab it for you, but I'll shuffle them. And that contamination card goes right there. And now, when you have to shuffle these back into your hand, those go over to your, to the left side, and then they get shuffled into your hand, and then you end up like that could be an infection. If that is infected, no, like I said, you would scan that with a little physical thing, and it would tell you if the card actually has an infection or not. It might be clear, it may not. If it is an infection, there are certain events that if you have an infection, you just instantly die. There's a bunch of bad ones, but basically it's a chest burster is what it is. So like it could pop out at any time and kill you, or if you scan it and it is infected and you do it in like the emergency room or like the med bay, then you can surgically remove it without it killing you. So that, there's ways to get rid of it, but it isn't easy. All right, so you now have the queen in the room with you, Holmes. That's bad news. I have to roll for sound now. Yes, I do, because I am not in combat currently. 1, which is to the bottom. All right, so just noise. All right, that is it for this round. We are on to the next. Becky, you are first.
No, nope. I went first.
You did? Okay, all right, so it's back to Ben. Yeah, we're supposed to pass that over after we go, so I just keep forgetting to do it. So, Ben, you are first.
yeah. I think I need to draw more cards. Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to draw up to 4. You need to draw 4, but hang on. So you have to draw those 2 first. Yeah, draw those 2 first.
Okay.
Oh, shit. No, okay, hang on, I got him.
Okay.
There we go. All right, I got him for you. That one's... Let's fix this one. One of them was upside down. There you go. All right, now come over to this side. Flip those over. Pick up the entire stack, all 8. Pick them up.
Yeah.
Flip it. Drop them here. Shuffle.
Shuffle them.
And then pull 2.
Okay.
There you go. And I have to do that too, which means I now have 1 there, and then I definitely have 1 contamination. I think I have 2 contamination cards actually. Cool.
Can I use my plasma torch only once per round?
No. You could use it as many times around as you want.
Oh.
Yeah, that was so. Most items will say on it that it's a single-use item or something like that. It says, yeah, 1 use only. But your plasma torch, you can use it over and over again, and you could use it. Both of your actions could be that in the turn if you wanted.
So it takes 1 card each time I do it? That's what it means?
Yes, yeah. Now, if you wanted to check this engine, hang on, you might not be able to do the room action when there's an alien in there. I don't think you can. I don't think you can use room actions when there's an alien in the room with you, which means you wouldn't be able to check the engine when they're there. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I'm pretty sure you just can't do room actions when there's combat.
Okay.
So you'd have to like flee and get her to follow you, or she might just flee on her own. You could go south and try to help Becky kill that larva.
This is odd, but I am going to actually use my plasma torch and seal both of those doors, so I'm stuck in here with the queen.
All right, well, that's a choice. Well, I mean, I guess we kind of know what I have to assume anyways, what your objective is to get killed by the queen for some reason.
I'll tell you when I'm done, but
That's
it was
fine.
a pretty interesting objective, though,
Okay,
with the way
sure.
that it worked out, based off of our player numbers and stuff. It's pretty interesting. So.
Really? Okay. All right. Well,
So I'm in here with the queen, and for now, at least, I'm guessing she's going to beat me up before she breaks any doors, so have fun.
yeah. Well, she may or may not. Now, the thing is, when you draw the card, it's random. She might try to flee and just break the door and not attack you. That's possible, too.
Okay.
Yeah, so, that is possible anyway.
Still, we'll slow her down a little bit. She does try to run right, because she'd have to bust the door before she could run through it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep. Yeah. So she'd still be in there. So, but basically, she'd still have a second round where she'd have to also not hit you before she could potentially flee. Now, that said, there are other ways too. Like if they find a certain room, I was going to use this to be able to find it. But if there's a certain room in here that you can use to, let's say, get rid of an alien very quickly if you need to. I'm being careful about how I'm saying it because it's kind of cool if it does happen. But anyway, that said, Becky, we do know that Ben just sealed himself in an engine room with one of the aliens. We all know what's on the board, basically. It's not like there's any, secret as far as what you can see. The reason that's relevant is that we now know that from what he said, the northern engine, if he's was telling the truth, the northern engine is repaired, the middle one is broken, the southern engine, engine 3, is a question mark. So we need at least 2 of them to be working order before we get out of here. If he's trying to kill himself, maybe he's heroic sacrifice, whatever the case is. If he's trying to just die in there, he's not going to be able to repair the engine first, and then we would all die. That doesn't mean you have to go repair the other engine. That's just saying that we could be banking on a 50-50 shot of that engine being, in working order or not.
I mean, that was the plan. I was headed that way. I do
Sure.
have a repair card, so.
Ben, that was all you spent both actions to seal it, right?
Yeah, because that was one action each, I believe. So that was it for me.
All right. Then I'm next. I mean, I don't want to ruin Ben's objective just because it sounds fun anyways. I could just open those doors, though, because I have the thing where if I, cause every time I use this room action, I can open or close any door I want to. So I could seal one to kind of prevent the aliens from getting to us somewhere, Becky, but that I don't want to seal you in there with the larva, and you only have one way out, so I assume you're going to use that or try to kill it. I don't really want to lock myself in either. And the one alien. What's that?
Open doors, though, right? So, like, you could open this one, so
Yep.
this one could hopefully get out.
That's true. Yeah, I'll need to go either that way or this way, I guess, to get back to the hibernation chamber once the first thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to change the, where we're going, which is going to cost me 2 cards. I'm going to change that we're going to Earth, which is C. So this ABCD, what this is, guys, well, I don't want to show you that because then you'll know if I'm telling the truth or not, and that wouldn't make it as fun. So basically,
They're destinations, right?
yeah. So if you look at this right here, if you don't peek at it, you guys aren't allowed to peek at it because you're not in the room. But there's this little card here that says coordinates on it, and it's a random series of destinations. I can see where it is, and this A, B, C, and D is what corresponds to it. The game always starts with it on B. You're always going to B. Well, when I look at this card, whether you believe me or not is up to you guys. When I look at this card, it says that B is Venus. So by default, when we started the game, this ship was heading to Venus. I'm spending 2 cards to do this, but I'm changing our destination to Earth, which is C on this card. So that's what I'm doing there. Every time I use this room, this cockpit room, as the pilot, every time I use it, I can open or close a door as well, though. So I'm going to drop this one. Yeah, I don't really have any need to do... Oh, hang on. Oh, use this room without paying its cost. Hell yeah. Sorry, I have a card for piloting. If you're in the working cockpit or a room with a computer, use its... Shit, I could have done this from any room with a computer. All right. Well, anyway, it cost me 0 cards, so just that. And I can still open and close the door. Becky and Ben, you guys don't have anything that you like, any that you want me to open or close, right? As far as doors go?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open this one then, to maybe get that adult to go away, and then I'm going to look at any one unexplored room tile and then return it face down without looking at exploration. Okay, I'm gonna do that just so I can see if I can find any other cool rooms here for us to explore. My card is look at any one unexplored room tile, not its exploration token, so I won't know if it's noise or slime or anything like that, but I can look at a room and then just see what it is without having to travel there. I'm going to look... how are your... Well, no, I don't want to ask you guys that because that would ruin what your objectives are. Yeah, I may go... North is probably the quickest route. I'm going to check this one. Peak. Okay. Alright, so this room here, if you guys care and if you believe me, this room up here in the top left, and you don't have to believe me, but if you want to, this is the laboratory up here. So if anybody had a thing that they wanted to scan or, to find the weaknesses of the aliens, that thing, this is the lab right here. I can't tell what the exploration token is, just what the room is. Alright, that is it for my turn. Leaving me with 3 cards. And Ben went first. Yeah, so Becky, you're up.
Okay. So first, we're gonna shoot this little thing right in front of us.
Okay.
We're gonna
So lose one ammo and spend one card.
one red.
Using your pistol. Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh no, you asshole.
Yeah. You to shoot again?
Hmm. I want to. It'll probably like follow me if I leave, right?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, it has the same chances of moving as anything else, and it will get a sneak attack if you try to leave or opportunity attack, but it may not hit either.
I don't know that I want to be this close to the adult, so I'm gonna use 2 of my cards to careful movement get into
Okay.
this engine room.
All right. And then you can choose to drop the sound token either in the hallway you just came out of, the one next to you, or in the corridors, the technical
That'll
corridor.
be the one behind me.
Okay, I'll put it there for you.
That.
And then you need to pull his attack.
Oh, right.
Oh, larva.
Nope.
Lucked out.
Yep. Now I can't check this engine until my next
Correct.
turn. 'Cause I've
Yeah.
already done 2.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's it.
All right. So that means this now move. Ben, you went first. Yeah, you did. Yeah. So it's on me now. So I'll be first in the next turn. Flip everybody's cards back. There we go. All right, we're good. That is on 9. So now in the next round, the hibernation chambers will unlock. All right. So aliens first. It is move the time track. Intruder attack. Anybody in the room with an alien? Yeah, Ben is. All right. Ben, come and pull your card to see if she attacks you. Intruder attack up top.
Ready?
Running off into an engine room, the freaking queen spawns and attacks you.
They couldn't have been better. All right.
That's what's fun about this game too, is it really creates these weird little like story moments that you wouldn't really expect to happen in an otherwise random game. Well, that is an attack. Yep.
You get
So
slime marker
and another
one
contamination.
More contamination card.
Yep,
Crap.
so pull off another. Do you want me to grab the contamination for you?
Yeah, thanks, dude. What's the slime?
So
I know I didn't notice what you told Becky. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Come over to your character card over here,
All right.
where you just put those 2 wounds from your last attack. Now grab another red token and drop it on the slime icon right here.
Okay.
And what the slime does is anytime that you pull a silence, which we haven't actually seen silence a single time this game yet, but if you roll on the die, it's a D10 that rolls. 1, so 10% chance each time you roll 1, is an X on it. And if you get the X normally and you're not slimed, then it means that there's silence and no noise is created at all, which is good.
Yeah.
Normally that's great. If you're slimed, you treat that as danger, so you create sound in all of the surrounding chambers every time you move. There's also the exploration tiles, these little question mark ones that are on rooms. Those can have silence as well, and if you're slimed and you move into one of those and it says silence, then you actually create danger and sound everywhere. So that's it. So she didn't actually hurt you beyond giving you a contamination. She hit you and contaminated you and slimed you, but no damage. That is the only alien that is in the room with somebody. So now we pull an event card, and then Ben, we're going to pull an alien in a second too.
Oh god.
What's it say?
Set to prey. Place a noise marker in every corridor connected to a room containing a character
no.
with a slime marker. Except corridors that already have them. So
All right.
we're both slimed.
Yeah, you're both slimed. So now you create put noise in every corridor that doesn't already have one next to both of you.
That's fun.
So Ben, there's no. I'll put them in there for you, Holmes. But now there's one noise markers in each of the corridors next to you.
Now since that, does that send an alien to
Nope.
the
No. It says if there's not where there are not already noise tokens, so it won't create more for you. It just means that now you're surrounded. So if you have to roll for noise, that'll be a problem. But that said, the top of that card is now the movement. So it's for creepers and adults are going to move to corridor number 3. So that's a breeder. That's a queen. That's an adult. So, okay. So Becky, this room that you just left up here, this adult right here is trying to move into corridor 3, and you have a closed door there. So she's actually going to break the door. She can't leave yet, but she's going to break the door now, so that door is now destroyed. She tried to go through here. And they knocked it over. So that is handled. We don't have any creepers spawned, but there is another adult down by me, trying to go to corridor 3, which, okay, well, so this adult that was down by me, so just so everybody sees how this works, I'm going to grab this card real quick. Everybody see where your hand, here, I'll put it down here by the character cards. Where's your hand at, Holmes?
Coming.
So if you look at the top of that card there, Becky, you see where it shows the two icons, or that's the creeper icon and the adult icon, and it says they go to corridor 3. You see that?
Yeah.
See that, Holmes?
Yeah.
So every time we pull an event card, that's where the aliens move. So it's only the only ones that'll move are the ones that are shown there, their icons, and the corridor they'll move to is always that number. Now the other one for this adult back here, where Becky had been, tried to go through corridor 3, which had a door, so it broke the door. It didn't actually make it through the room yet. It just broke the door. And the next turn, it could go through that though, or anyone else could. Now that said, this one, the one that's over by me, that was in the emergency room, if you look at the board over here, corridor 3 is the technical corridors. You see that, Becky? See how it shows 2 and 3 right there? That means that it just escapes. It just runs back into the technical corridor now, which means that it hasn't been hurt, so it kind of doesn't matter. But basically now what happens is we remove the mini, like it's off of the board, but we now have to take an adult token and put it back in the bag because it just means that it's hiding back in the vents. It's still on the ship. So that room is now empty, but it is just, still hiding around somewhere and will come out and attack us later. So that's it for the event card. Ben, we need to spawn an alien. Or do the, bag update, whatever it's called. Another adult, which means everybody rolls for noise again. Unless you're in combat, which Ben is, so Ben can ignore it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Alright, that goes back in the bag. Ben, you skip because it goes in order anyway, so it's me first. Alright, I gotta roll for sound. And then Becky, you'll have to roll 2 because you're not in combat now. Number 1, which is... Well, shit, to spawn an alien. It's the only one that had sound in front of me, so spawn an alien, which is another adult. It is a 4. Grab another adult in the engine room with me. And I have 3 cards, so it does get an attack on me. Which there's another shit. Well, it was a good game, guys. It is an adult. It's a bite. If the character has 2 serious wounds, they die. If not, they suffer 1 serious wound. Well, I already had 2 serious wounds, so now I'm dead.
Oh,
The alien is still here, and on top of that, when you actually hang on, I have to. Well, yeah, you guys won't know about how that works just yet. I'll tell you in just a second. But I am dead. I have already changed the destination to Earth, so as long as everything else is accomplished, then you guys could still potentially survive, or maybe in Ben's case you don't want to. I'm not sure there whatever your goal is, but it doesn't sound like self-preservation. But I am dead. I have to check now so because I've died and I had contamination cards in my hand, I have to check those now because if they have an infection, then the alien, the chest burster is gonna pop out. It'll be what's called a creeper. Well, that had 2, didn't I? No, I guess I only had 1. Oh, Ben has 2. Okay. Anyways, so I have to check this. So this contamination card, if this has an infection, then there's a creeper spawn where my corpse is. Clear. All right. Never mind. And shuffle. All right. So no creeper. I'm just dead. Bring me off the board. And that is... No, Becky, you still have to roll for sound.
Do I even have to roll? Every corridor around me has noise.
Then you don't. No. Yeah, if there's already noise, then it won't create it. Hang on.
I thought, will it automatically just spawn one?
Let's see. All players roll for noise in order. If you're in combat, yeah, you do roll. Yeah, you still have to roll for it, but it's just because. Well, hang on. No, you still have. You do. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, you're right because the corridor already has one. The technical corridor has one as well. So.
Yeah, so should I just?
Yeah, just go ahead and spawn one. Yep, I'll delete the tokens.
Oh, come on. Ah, fuck me.
All right. Well, an adult in the room. I mean, it could be worse. The adults aren't impossible to kill. Like we've not rolled well on their hit points. Like if you do, like sometimes they do only have 1 hit point.
1 shot.
Yeah. I mean, you can still melee. It does risk contamination, but all right. So that one spawns as a 2. Do you have more? Do you have 2 cards? Okay, all right. Does not
Two.
no sneak attack. All right, that is it for the end of the round. I'm dead, so I've just permanently passed. Bag development's done. All right, it is. I was supposed to be first this turn, but now it'll be you, Becky, because I'm dead. So it is your turn.
Now I can't check the engine or do any of that with this guy.
Correct. Yep. And now both engines have or both these other 2 engines have an alien in them.
All right. Well, we'll try for my last shot.
So if keep in mind too that after this round, the hibernation pods are going to open. So if you, we have a lot of aliens on the fucking board. If you have completed your objective, then all you need to do is make it back to the hibernation pods alive and get in one without dying. Which has its own risks, of course, but we haven't gotten to that yet.
3. Okay, so we're going to use my last one to shoot.
I should. Hang on. I should have. Damn it.
Oh.
I could have stopped that from killing me. I forgot I had that thing to stop that. To basically, it's called orbital maneuvering system. Basically, you just make the ship like sharply turn, and it just ends everyone's turn, so the aliens can't attack. I could have saved myself there, but it's too late.
And then I guess I'll just use. It's just a.
Oh, hang on. You shot him?
Melee.
You shot him?
Yeah.
And it did 1 damage. Did you pull a card to see if he had 1 health?
It hit. Oh no, I did not.
Yep. So pull a card, and you ignore everything else. We just got to look at the blood. No, he has 3. Okay.
No.
Go ahead and drop that on the stack. But you've done 1 damage to him, and now if anybody else hurts him or does 2 damage, then we'll pull another card. And if it's a 2, then he would die or potentially flee.
All right, and 1 card for a melee attack, or is it 2?
Yeah, it's also just 1. Melee
Okay.
works a little bit differently in that. Well, go ahead and make your attack, and roll your die. Right. Is it larva or creeper? Creeper. Okay. Creeper. If your target is larva or creeper, you deal 1 injury to your target. If not, you miss, and the character suffers 1 serious wound.
Ugh.
So it lashed out at you or bit you or something when you try to attack it. So grab a serious wound card from up here. Up at the top.
Okay, what do I do with this?
Put it on your spot over here, and flip it over. From now on, the cost of your movement is 2. You got a leg wound.
No, it's not.
Oh shit!
Already dressed.
Hell yeah! Okay, leg serious wound is already dressed. Okay, so what dress? Okay, that's good because I didn't think we were even going to get to it. Go ahead and flip it back over now. And what that means is that you still have it as far as counting the number of serious wounds you have. You still have that serious wound, but you can ignore the leg effect of it because you're in a wheelchair. That's funny. Like the only person to get a leg wound was the one in the wheelchair this time too. Yeah, so you ignore the movement part. You still have a serious wound. If you go to the emergency room or the med bays or anything like that, if you basically when you go to heal using those, you spend the room action to do it, and it costs you 2 cards or whatever. If it's not dressed yet, then and you have a serious wound, you can dress the wound where you can then ignore the effects. If you have a dressed one, you can remove it completely. So depending on the rooms, not all rooms can do that, of course, but yeah, so you could still get rid of it anyways. All right, that was shot and then melee, so that's it for your turn. Okay. All right, Ben, your turn. Oh, I spawned a corpse in the room too, by the way, because if you needed another human corpse, I'm dead in this room.
Alrighty. I'm going to... Yeah. I'm going to have to melee this stupid queen.
All right.
Go 30 style boxing on it.
You have a gun. You have a sawed-off shotgun, and you're going to choose to melee it instead?
Well, I mean, you got to be tough. Only a pussy would use a gun, even on a giant alien.
Uh-huh.
You got to be a man, dude.
It's a fucking sawed-off. It's literally intended for shooting the queen. Basically, it doubles your chance of doing like more damage to them.
I mean, he did lock himself in a room with it.
Yeah, it wasn't particularly smart. Now, for us in the movie version of this, it would be like heroic sacrifice. It would be like he was, trying to save everybody else by locking the queen in there.
Yeah.
And we both know instead that Ben has a death wish to get killed by the queen or something. All right, go to pull the attack card, Holmes, up here.
Okay. What are these ones?
Oh, hang
Or
on,
you gotta
Sorry.
roll the hit first.
Yeah, you got. Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking it was attacking you. Yeah, you got to roll your melee first. Sorry. So you spend one card.
Okay. I ain't gonna need that. One card.
It's
A little
lungs.
red
It's the
square.
lungs card. It's the breathing card. He's not going to need that anymore. All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll your die. It's a little red die right here.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You're fine.
Bam.
Creeper. All right. So creeper, on your attack, if target is larva
Same thing,
creeper,
right?
you deal 1 injury. If it isn't, you suffer a serious wound.
Okay.
So grab a serious wound card from up here.
That's 3? No, he's got contamination.
Yeah, he's got contaminated. He has no serious wounds yet. You both just got your first serious wound. I
Yeah,
had
that
2,
whole
which is
thing.
why I died. No, not the whole deck, just 1.
Yeah.
There you go. And then drag it down
Bam.
down here. Drop it there. And flip it.
We got hand.
Cost of all your item actions is increased by 1. So if
Okay.
that means like your plasma torch would now cost 2 cards to do it each time, and so on, or any of your other items.
Okay.
But that's it for now. That was 1. Do you want to hit it like you want to melee it again? You can.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll your
Try
damage.
again with
Yep,
one
spend-
hand this time.
spend- Yeah, really. Yeah, punch it with your injured hand.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Spend 1 more card and roll another die. Miss. All right, now hang on. Miss in melee. If you miss your target, your character suffers 1 serious wound. What? Well, I'll grab it for you, Holmes.
Okay.
Here you go. Go ahead and flip it.
What we got? Ooh, I can't use either one of my
Both
hands.
your-
I'm gonna kick this bitch now.
Both your hands are busted. That's
Okay.
perfect. All right. Well, that didn't go right. Maybe how you wanted it to. All right. That was both turns. So go ahead and flip your cards to pass. You went already, Becky, right? Yeah, you both went. So flip your
Yeah.
cards to
Oh,
pass.
yeah.
There we go. All right. It is now round 8. So now the hibernation chambers have opened. They are unlocked, so you can potentially escape if you wanted to and don't want your hands to be eaten by the queen. The card, now we do move, time track, self-destruct, intruder attack. All right, so Ben, queen attacking you in the room there, so go ahead and pull the intruder attack card up here.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to win this one, guys. Becky could survive, though, potentially. If she can make it back to the hibernation chambers without dying. Queen is on there. Character suffers 1 light wound and gets another contamination card. Well, shit. Okay, so Ben, you already had 2 light wounds. This means that it now becomes a serious wound. So go ahead and grab a contamination and grab a serious wound. I'll grab them. I'll pull them over for you. You got it?
Okay. Yeah, I'll get it.
All right. Go ahead and drop that on the 3rd one and flip it.
One more and I'm out of here.
Yep. You even a light wound now and you die. Drop to 4. Shit. So body, what that means is that when we go to draw cards, you'd only be able to drop to 4, not 5.
Okay.
And a contamination card to clog up your deck a bit.
All right. You've got 3 now.
Yep. And that is the only... No, there's one in there with Becky. Never mind. Becky, you got to pull one.
Oh God.
Is an adult, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bite. 2 serious wounds. You have 2... No, you only have 1, right?
Yeah.
So you do not die. You just suffer 1 serious wound. So now you have 2. You see how quickly serious wounds can start stacking on those, and as well, you got body as well.
Oof.
All right. This is bad news, guys. All right. I mean, I'm already dead. I can't really help you guys now. All right, that's it for the the aliens attack. Resolve an event. So Becky, you want to pull an event? And then Ben will need to pull another alien bag.
Hunt. Well, we're both in combat, so that doesn't apply to us.
Not in combat to a neighboring room. If there are several rooms, okay. But the top part of that is a breeder and a queen is going to try to move to corridor number 3. So Ben, that means the queen is going to break this door that's to the north of you. She tries to run away. She's decided she's had her fill after eating both of your hands. She tries to run to the north and break that door there. She doesn't actually leave the room. She just tried to, but the doors were closed, so it's now broken. And the breeder over here goes to corridor 3, which is the despawn. All right, so the breeder went into the technical corridor, and we have to put her back in the bag. There we go. All right, that is it for their turns. We need to pull an alien, Holmes. Little intruder bag up here. Stop pulling adults, G. They go back in. All right, you both got to roll noise. Becky first. Yep. 3.
Where's 3?
That is
Oh.
technical corridor, which is empty currently. So, all right, Holmes, you got to roll. Also 3, which is already had noise, which means there's now 2 aliens in the room with Ben.
Oh,
Go ahead and spawn
boy.
another alien, Holmes. If his goal, I don't know that there is. I'm not aware of a goal for getting, to have the queen kill you. But if his goal is to have the queen kill you, he may not get that. Blank. It just goes back in the bag. Hang on. Yeah, no, okay, yeah, you just got lucky. No alien spawns. Yeah, it's not in development, so it just goes back in the bag. So no other aliens. If it was have the queen kill him though, and one of the other aliens killed him, it would have ruined it. All right, that is it. Hang on, was that intruder development? It was. Hang on, I did that wrong. No, that was noise roll from the alien. Alien was what? Yeah, never mind. Adult was what was drawn. Never mind.
Mhm.
We're good. All right, your turn, Holmes. You're muted if you're talking, G.
I'm gonna get one more card because I'm gonna get 4 now.
Oh yeah, you
Okay.
can both only draw up to 4 now. So draw 1 card, G. Since you both have a body wound. Now remember, if you take even a light wound now, you're dead.
All right. Well,
You going for a
speak up
punching?
again.
All right.
You're going to die this time.
All right. You think you're gonna take her down? You've done 0 damage. She probably has like 9 or 10 hits.
Whatever. It'll work.
I don't think you even can punch the queen to death. Actually, I think it literally is impossible. Let me see. Okay, you can. You have a 1 in 6 chance of punching the queen to do a single point of damage. You got a one that looks like a single crosshairs, right?
It said hit.
Deal 1 injury to your target, regardless of the intruder's type. All right, so you did 1 damage to her.
Aha.
So click the
Tramp.
1. Set that to 1. So just left click on it. And now you need
There
to
we go.
draw an intruder attack card, but we're going to ignore everything else on it. Oh, actually, it's a queen, so you have to draw 2. So pull 2 off,
All right.
and we have to add the numbers together.
Can I just hit 2?
No, that'll pull them into your hand. So you've got to pull
Pull
1
them
off
off
and
individually.
drop them up here.
Okay.
Just pull 2 off
Boop.
up here.
Ah.
There you go, and then flip them. The queen and the breeder. Oh shit. Well, that might have just ruined your plans, Holmes. She flees.
Okay.
So when you normally for a queen and the breeder, you pull 2 cards and you add the blood numbers together in the top left. But if either of the cards for the queen or the breeder are an arrow, it means they flee. It means they run out through
Yeah,
the
okay.
technical corridors and they leave. So you may have to chase her back down or try to get her to spawn. But she does. That means she's healed back up too. So she's back to 0.
Healed up that 1.
The 1
Damage
punch
I did to
damage,
her.
yeah, that you did to her.
Yeah.
All right.
That.
So now, depending on what your goals are, you could actually check the engine because you punched her first and she had now fled. So you have your other action still.
Oh, I do still. Okay. Well, then that's what I'm going to... Well, I have 2 cards left I can use. Can I only be left with a contamination card, or does that, like...
Yeah, you
make
can.
my-
So
Okay.
the
I'm
other
gonna
thing
check.
too is when you go to pass your turn, you can discard as many cards as you want out of your hand. You just have to. So say you had a contamination and you don't want to leave it in your hand because there might be a situation. Let's just say there's an event that happens. I'm sorry. Where if you have a contamination card that it would explode out of your chest and kill you, you can discard all of that. You just have to keep in mind that when an alien spawns, if you have less than the number of cards, they'll get another attack on you. That kind of thing. They also choose who they attack by the number of cards that are in your hand too. The fewer means more likely to be attacked.
Use that to check and see. Now let me double check this engine. Oh,
you'd already checked it before and you said it was broken. So now if you're repairing.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. This one I did check. So yeah, this one I'm gonna.
Okay, so you're gonna pull both cards off and then set the one that you want to actually be the current status of it on top. So put both back, but set the one that you want to be the current status on top. Okay.
All right.
All right. It is your turn, Becky.
All right. Well, I'm gonna trust that you fixed both engines.
Are you saying you fixed both engines, Holmes?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That doesn't sound untrustworthy at all, G. That's what I'm saying.
I know. We're gonna trust him, and I'm gonna take off running.
Okay.
I'm gonna use careful movement though,
okay.
And I'm going up here.
All right. Where are you dropping the sound? You want to drop it in 4 behind you? Okay.
Because it goes into the one. It'd be 1, right? Because I'm gonna be in this room.
Yeah. And you need to roll the attack for her hitting you too.
Oh.
As you're fleeing. What is that? Just an adult, right? Yeah, so it does not misses. That would be breeder or queen.
Okay.
So 1 and a malfunction. Go ahead and flip that. Ooh, evac. Okay, so you can, so rotate that to the 1. If the pods were unlocked, I don't think you can unlock them from here. Try to enter an escape pod. No, so you can't unlock them from here. But the room is malfunctioning as well. So grab one of these gears right here, these malfunction tokens, and put that in the room. We haven't had any fires, only malfunctions. There we go.
Okay, so what does this do, the evacuation room, if I fix it?
If you were to fix this one, you could use this to enter an escape pod. The problem is the escape pods are all currently locked. So they could be destroyed as well. Right now they're not. All 4 of them are intact. This one would let you try to enter one of these escape pods on the bottom of the ship over here. Pod B. There's 2 of them there, but they're both locked currently. So if you had something to unlock them, or if you used, let's see, there's rooms in here. I don't remember if we found hatch control. Okay, so this room here, which there's an adult in right now, that room can be used, which you could walk to. You actually connected directly to it. If you were to get in there without that alien there, you could unlock the escape pod and then come in here to enter the escape pod. But you'd have to fix this room to do it first, and that alien would have to not be in there. That said, it would cost you just as many actions to get over here to the hibernation pods and just go to sleep there. But you'd have to. There's a risk when you try to get into the escape pod that you have to roll for noise, and if an alien spawns, then you can't get in. You have to wait for the alien to not be there.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, what do I want to do? I think just as a backup, I'm going to repair this room.
Okay. Do you have a card or anything for it? Okay.
I do. And it costs me 1, so...
You're at 0?
I'm at 0.
Okay. All right. And you're passing?
Yeah.
Ben, you passed already, right? Yeah, because Ben went first. All right, I'm going to flip Ben's card. There we go. All right, so we are over to the aliens now. You can flip it back over. The turn just ended, so... over to aliens. Aliens are going to attack anyone they're in the room with, which is nobody currently. So we can skip that bit. Oops, wrong thing. Fire damage, resolve event. Alright, event and then alien spawn. Or the card bag.
Hatching. I don't think we have any eggs.
Discard 1 egg from the intruder board, which is over here. So it just means an egg breaks. There is 1. Basically, there's always at least 5 on the ship.
Oh.
So 1 just discarded. Any character in the nest room, which we're not. No action, infested by larva. If no character was infested, put a larva token into the intruder bag. Alright, so one of the eggs just hatched into a larva and is now in the intruder bag. Right, and
And
then movement there at the top is adults and breeders are going to move to corridor 3. There are no breeders on the board. That one, so this one here that was in the engine room, Becky, is now going to go into the corridors and disappear. So that room is now empty. The engine room that you were trying to do. This is
and this I repaired, so I take this off.
yes, yep. You can just mouse or just yeah. If it lets you drop it on there, if not, I'll delete it.
No, I don't think so.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. This one is going to go corridor 3, which means it has now moved into this chamber over here. So that is now free. You could potentially use the escape pod now, Becky. There's another. That's another adult. It goes corridor 3, which means it has now moved into the one I told you is the lab up there. That is it for adults, right? Yeah, just those two. Cool. All right, that is done. We need to do the intruder development. So, Ben, you want to pull one of the tokens? That right there.
Don't pull an adult.
Yeah, really.
Shit.
Well, there it is. So, go ahead and roll for sound again. Ben, you're first. You don't have any noise by you, so you'll be okay either way. Becky's potentially at risk. We haven't rolled silence a single time. No fire and no silence. Ben, that is 3. Okay, so that's to the north of you. I'll grab the token for you, Holmes. Becky, your turn. Oops, I knocked the door over.
Not a 1. Not a 1. Take it.
4? Alright, so that corridor there. Alright, that
Yay.
is it for their turn. So it is... Ben went first last time, I think, right? I think so. So,
Oh,
Becky, your turn.
yep. Alright. I get 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, up to
Okay.
4. Yep.
So, God, oh, this is gonna be so bad. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna screw myself here. Oh well. I'm gonna careful movement up here.
Okay.
And so we're gonna put this notice token in the only place I can.
Alright.
Oh no.
No, you
I
could
can
drop
put
it in. You could drop it in here. Well, you probably don't want it in the hibernation chamber. Yeah, exactly. You could do it there.
Do that. And then a room action card is just 1?
2.
Just to do something.
Well, it
Because I
says on the
wanna-
card, like if you look at the room, look at the top of the room here, and this one's 2. So if you look at the top of the card itself for the room,
Okay.
and it says 2 hatch control system, lock or unlock 1 escape pod.
Alright, we're going to pull myself down to 0 again and unlock an escape pod.
Okay, so you can unlock any escape pod you want to. If you want it, okay. So these 2 rooms that are right next to you, Becky, they're both. These are both of the escape pod rooms. So this is A, the alien is in A, and the one that's open is B. B would be these 2 down here. So do you want to unlock one of these, which is, I think, 1 and 4? No, this is 2 and 4.
2
Yeah,
and 4.
yeah. So you want to
So-
unlock one of those.
So how do I?
Just
Do I
flip it.
just click on it?
Whichever one you want to unlock, you flip. There you go. All right, so you unlocked 4, which you'd have to access from this room here.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
That is my turn.
Your turn, Holmes.
Okay. Which door did the queen bust?
She broke the door to the north, which is where the
Okay.
sound is.
All right, then.
Before she didn't go that way. She broke the door and then she it's supposed to be through the technical corridor. She basically, like, you can't follow her is what I'm getting at.
Okay. Then I'm going to open the door to the south.
Do you have a card to open it?
I can use my torch, but it's going to take
Yeah.
me 2 cards now, right?
That's
Since my
correct.
hand's
Yep.
jacked?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and they don't stack, by the way. So even though you have 2 hand cards that say, increase
Okay.
item, yeah, they don't stack like that. So it's still just 1.
Outside, I'd have to use my face to open the door. That wouldn't work very well.
Really. So 2 cards to open it.
All right.
All right. And since it's open, you just delete the card, delete the door. So that's moved. You know there's an alien in that room, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Of course you did.
And there's a creeper in there.
Yeah, there's a larva and an adult in there. And then 1 card to move.
What's up, y'all?
So you did one card or two cards to use the torch, and then one card to move,
Okay.
and then that's it for your turn.
Yep.
All right.
Because I don't think I can do anything else, huh?
Yeah, exactly. That's your two actions. So go ahead and pass.
I am there. Okay.
All right. So we are down to round 6 now. All right. First is. I don't have to remember these by now. Time track, intruder attack.
Yep.
Okay. So Ben, you need to pull one for the alien that's in there with you.
Intruder.
Yep. And you you
Okay.
moved into a room by the. Yeah, you moved into a room there that already had an alien, so you did not need to roll for sound there. So you're good there. Just pull an attack.
Okay. I think we're gonna need to shuffle this in a second. There's only one more
Yeah,
left in there.
Yep.
What do we got?
Not an alien or not an
Um,
adult. Yep. So no
okay.
no attack. Actually, hang on. There's two in there.
There's
There's
a
a larva.
creeper.
Yeah. So
Oh,
go ahead
yeah.
and pull another card too. That's the one that's in there is a larva, not a creeper.
Oh.
Yeah, the creeper's what the larva turns, or in fact. So go ahead and flip that one too. And that's just the queen. So no attack homes. You're trying your damnedest to get killed, and they just won't kill you.
Like I'm right here.
Yeah.
Not a bit.
I don't even have hands. Just let me
exactly.
die.
Come on, man.
Yep. All right.
That's it.
That's it. So there's no other combat rooms to be concerned about yet. Resolve event card, Becky. And then Ben will need to pull a token.
Evacuation pod ejection. Remove one escape pod
Oh,
with
shit.
the lowest number.
All right, we lucked out then, huh?
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
All right, so
I
delete
really like that.
that card gets deleted. And hang on, does it reshuffle events deck? Yes. Okay, including the discard. All right. So that would be ejection pod number 1, which is up here. So we delete that. All right. So one of the escape pods just blows out of the socket for no reason. Ben, go ahead and pull your token. Don't pull an adult this time.
I know.
Yes. Every time.
Hey, larva, which just becomes an adult. Yeah. Remove
So that
this
one in the
token.
room, right?
No,
Oh, it
no, it just
removed
goes back in the bag. It's just saying that somewhere in the tunnels, in the corridors, a larva has evolved into an adult. Is what happens.
Okay.
But that one doesn't go back in. I gotta pull it
Oh,
back out.
sorry.
It's okay. Basically, the larva becomes an adult, so you just delete the larva and add an adult. Is what you do. Yeah. But now that means there's another fucking adult in there for Ben to pull next time. All right. That is bag development. So Ben, it is your turn.
All right. Somebody is gonna pay.
You gonna punch these guys with your stumps?
Yep. Well, actually, I'm gonna kick him.
Okay.
Maybe that'll work better.
Yep.
So. Oh, I needed to pull cards, right?
First, you gotta. Yeah. Well, yes. Sorry, up to 4 because you have the body. So.
Okay, so I needed to do this and then shuffle my other ones.
Yeah. So yeah, you got 2. So pull 2 of those. Just mouse over it and hit 2 so that you don't accidentally drop it. Just drop it back on.
Oh, it will work if I do that. Okay.
Yeah. Hit 2. There you go. And
There
then,
we go. Okay, I just
and then
didn't
pick
guard
up the
enough.
whole other deck and drop it over on the left and flip it. And then shuffle. And then hit 1. There you go. There you have your
There
4.
it goes. Okay.
Yep. Becky, you've got your 4.
All right.
Now, if you are going to melee, you have to decide which one you're going to try to hit first, because there's a larva
adult.
adult. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to kick the adult.
All right.
Son
Even
of
though
a
you could
bitch.
kill the larva with a single hit, you want to go ahead and punch the adult instead.
All right.
Your motivations
roll.
became pretty clear. that would have killed the larva. It does not touch. It does not touch the adult. Hang
Instead,
on.
I think I'm dead now, right?
Let's see.
Serious one?
One injury. If not, your character suffers 1 serious wound. Yeah, and you already had. Yeah, you're dead. Yep.
I'm a dead man now.
Finally. All right. So you could. Oh, you know what? I didn't tell you. Well, okay. Let's wait till Becky dies or
I'm
gets
almost done.
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we'll reveal what our motivations were. What you doing, Becky?
Okay. So I'm just gonna use 2 cards for careful movement to go into here.
Okay.
And we'll put the noise behind me, and then I have 1 card that allows me to use the room action without spending anything.
All right. Now let's
So-
look at real quick. Evacuation
Yeah.
section
1.
A is you may perform the action only. Okay. So the escape. I'm reading the escape pod rules for you real quick. I've never tried it. You may perform this action only if an escape pod is in section A is this is actually B. So every time I say A here, assume it's actually B because that's where you are. Is unlocked and has at least one empty space, which it does because you unlocked it and it's open. Make a noise roll. If any intruder appears in the room, your attempt to escape fails. Go ahead and roll your noise. I don't think it can fail. You are surrounded by noise. Or can't succeed, rather.
Oh, it's in here. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So it's not in the escape.
No,
these
it's in this. Yeah, it's this chamber here. Do you want to undo that? Because I mean, that's you would have been able to read the room rules first. It's up to you. I mean, it's going to spawn an alien right here. Because I mean, you knew you were surrounded by noise is the thing, so you would have known that from reading the room rules.
Okay, so had I known that, I would have gone in here because I can just try to unlock one of these. Yes.
They're already unlocked. You have to do the same thing there to get in the hibernation pods, but you make a noise roll, and there's no noise surrounding that, which means you almost certainly can make it safely.
Yeah, then I would have gone this way.
Okay, all right.
And still left the noise token where it is.
Sure, that's fine. All right, so now for hibernation pod, let me read that for you. Hibernatorium, there it is. Okay, you may perform this action only if the hibernation chambers are open, which is we are because we're far enough in the timeline for that. The token on the time track is on any blue space. Perform a noise roll. If any intruder shows up in this room, your attempt at entering the hibernation chamber has failed. Go ahead and roll your noise.
Right there.
Okay.
Noise.
If no intruder appears, remove your character miniature from the game. You manage to hibernate safely. From now on, you do not take part in the game any longer. Whether your character survives or dies along with the ship will be determined at the end of the game. So, Ben and I are both dead. Did we pull your token off, Holmes? I'll grab it. There it is. And Becky has now successfully hibernated. So, now we go to the end of the game, and here's where we go through all of the things, like what our, whether the engines were working correctly, if Ben was telling the truth or not, all that stuff. So let me go to that real quick.
I don't like that side-eyed look.
Well, the thing is, I saw what he did to the last engine. He said he was going to fix it. So okay, so the last engine, he said it was broken. The second engine there, he said it was broken. He said he was going to repair it. And then he put the same token that was already on there. He put it back on top again. I watched him. So I mean, whether it was broken or not, he didn't do anything. He said he was going to fix it, but he put the same token back on top. So, what that says...
Well, we are done now, right? And we can tell the truth and everything?
Well, let's... Hang on. Yes, we definitely can.
Well, then let's wait
till
we get to that
yeah,
time,
but I want to see it, yeah, because we'll do it in order here once I find the thing. Here, I'll just do it on this one. End of the game, page 30. There's an order that you're supposed to reveal everything in to see if we succeeded or not. If I was telling the truth about the destination, for example, all that stuff. So, end of the game. Hyperspace jump. Basically, what happens now is now that Ben and I are both dead, there's where Ben died, the little corpses there too. Ben and I both died, and Becky, you're in hibernation chamber. So the aliens are just have full run of the mill of the ship. The timer keeps ticking down until it gets to the hyperspace jump. As soon as it gets to hyperspace jump, anyone that is not hibernating, including the aliens, is killed. So basically, all the aliens die then. There's still the concern, of course, of if any of our corpses have larvae in them, which we'll find out here in a minute. But basically, time tracker reaches the final red space of the time track. The ship attempts to jump into hyperspace immediately. If the self-destruct is active when the time tracker reaches final destination, the ship is destroyed. It's about to jump. Resolve the effects of ship destruction, which we can skip because it was not. Everyone escapes, hibernates, or dies. The last alive, not hibernated character on the board of the ship dies, hibernates, or uses an escape pod, meaning that there's nothing left to do on the ship because we've, basically Ben and I are dead. Becky's hibernating. Self-destruct we can ignore. Alert was failed. We can ignore that because we're not doing that. If one of the conditions above is met, proceed to the next step to determine who and what survived. If the ship jumped, all characters on board who are not in hibernation die from the massive G-force. Characters in hibernation or those that escaped in an escape pod may have survived. Instant death due to hyperjump does not apply to intruders, so if your objective is to kill the queen, breeder, or destroy the nest, your target is unharmed and you fail your mission. Did you get that, Ben? Your objective was not to kill the queen?
No, but so if it was, so that them dying in the hyperspace jump doesn't count as you
doesn't
killing
count.
them, is what you're
Correct.
saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the ship is destroyed, all characters on board, both awake and hibernating, are killed. Everything else on the board also dies, including all intruders, and the nest is destroyed. So, if depending on certain objectives, if we set off self-destruct and that killed them, then that would have counted.
Okay.
We're not doing epilogue, so we can skip that. All right, victory check. 4 steps to victory check, including engines, coordinates, contamination, and objectives. So the engines check. If the ship survived up to this moment, the engines are checked. Reveal all the top engine tokens of the 3 engines. So Ben, I'll leave that up to you if you want to flip them real quick. Just flip the top token on each of the engines. Yeah, we need at least 2 of them to be green. You fucker.
I actually so I didn't do it this right. Those were both damaged, and I meant.
Hang on. No. Okay, no. That's my
Sorry,
fault.
I did
No,
it wrong
you're
then.
fine. No, you're fine. Well, I told you to flip that, and I did that wrong. So 2 cards stacked on top of each other. The green is supposed to be on top, and I told you to flip it, and you flipped both. The red is on the bottom. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I should have.
I'm sorry. Those are both actually supposed to be. They were both
no.
broken.
Yeah.
And I repaired them both.
Okay.
That's what I meant to do too.
Okay, gotcha. Then
So,
then
yeah,
when you
sorry.
then when you did the second engine, I missed what you did then. I thought you would.
Yeah.
Okay, so the third one was broken, by the way. So
Ooh,
so
good thing
that
we got another one
yeah,
fixed
so
then.
that Ben repaired those actually meant that the ship survives, at least the engine check. So that's good. All right, that was my mistake for telling you to flip them instead of pulling the top card off. All right.
I'm not that easy. Well, maybe I am next time. Who knows?
If more than one of the top engine tokens are damaged, the ship explodes and all hibernating characters die. Everything else on the board also dies, including intruders in the nest, which is important for some objectives. All right, coordinates check. If the ship survived up to this moment, reveal the coordinates card and check the current space of the destination marker. If the ship is not headed towards Earth, all characters asleep in the hibernatorium die. And I will flip the card. It is over here. Oops. The coordinates check, I was telling the truth. We were headed for Venus. I changed it to Earth right before I died.
Yeah.
So it is headed for Earth, meaning that Becky is still potentially alive here. Instant death due to destination other than Earth does not apply to the intruders. Contamination check. Each alive character, either asleep in the hibernatorium or evacuating the escape pod, checks their contamination cards. Do you have any
I don't
contaminations?
have any.
You
Nope.
managed to
Nice.
escape all this? Jeez,
The only
Becky.
one.
I got badly contaminated too, but it was all they were clear from the one. But Ben had like 3 or 4 or something at the end there.
Yeah.
Objective check. All right, so that was if Ben was dead actually, so the infection just would have what we would have done there, Ben, is that if Becky was far enough away that it didn't matter. We would have checked your cards, and if you had a larva, it would have chest bursted, and it would have been a creeper instead. It would have spawned.
Okay.
Each player whose character is still alive at this step must check if they accomplish their chosen objective. They all reveal their objective card to the other players and check if they have met its requirements.
I actually met both.
What is it?
I'm the only one who survived, and the ship reached Earth.
So I had... Okay, I didn't have the same one. I had one that was close. So mine was the ship must reach Earth, and you have to be the only character to survive. But it's not. It's
Yeah,
not
that
and.
was- Yeah, that was mine.
Yeah.
It was that or that, but
Yeah,
I got.
but you were the only
side-
one. Yep. Salvaging the prime asset. So yours is for 3+ players. I had the same card, but for 2+ players. So what was yours, Holmes?
Either player 2 cannot survive, or I am the only one who does survive. So either you both died, or I died because I'm player 2. So.
Players no. Player 2's characters cannot. You were.
I
Oh,
was
you
player
were
2.
2. Shit. Okay, yeah. So
Uh-huh.
you'd had been the only survivor. Okay. So. Well, okay. I guess. I mean, kind of. You can't win by also being dead. So you would have had to ignore the first objective, and would have had to win. You would have had to only been the only survivor. So
Okay.
it would not have been punching the queen to death as your goal. But it still works out. Becky actually succeeds. She actually wins the game.
Nice.
Which
Would
is
be
it's a
cool
very
if-
different one. It's a very difficult game to win. What's that?
So it'd be cool if punching the queen to death and killing yourself would be an option.
Well, so I don't know what it is, but there is one where you're supposed to, it doesn't matter if you die or not, as long as the queen is alive and on the ship, and the ship still gets to Earth. It's intended to be the like Wayland Yutani thing of like get the alien to Earth and like let it destroy everything. And it's the queen has to be alive. Like it doesn't matter even if it's in the corridors. It's like it doesn't have to be on the board, but it has to be alive, and the ship has to make it to Earth. And then whether you die or not doesn't matter. And that's what I thought Ben was doing until he was like trying to die, and I'm like, well, now I really don't know what he's trying to do. But I haven't looked at all the objectives, so I thought maybe there was another one in there because there's like expansion stuff too. So
How does that work if you're trying to keep the queen alive, but if it goes into hyperspace, everything dies?
If it goes into hyperspace, it doesn't die then. It's only if it blows up that they die.
Only if the engine fails.
Yeah, if the engines fail
Okay.
or if the
Oh, okay.
self-destruct goes
Okay.
off, anything like that.
Okay.
If it goes into hyperspace, if it just the you know faster than light travel is what it's supposed to be. The aliens are still alive on the ship, which is that's
Okay.
relevant for objectives. Yeah.
We just
Would
die.
Yes, people die unless you're hibernating or in an escape pod. Yeah.
would you have had to spawn the queen, or her just being? Are they all in
There's
the duct
always a
system?
queen. Yeah, there's always a
Okay,
queen.
so she's okay.
Yeah.
So as long as she hasn't been killed,
Yeah,
then
exactly.
and you make
Or
it to Earth,
so
then
what
you
I
succeed.
the one I didn't tell you guys here. Let's flip over some of these rooms so I can show you because some of them are really cool. I don't know if they're on here or not, but there's the one that I was kind of hinting at a little bit. Here's the nest. Finally, we didn't find the nest and kept referring to it.
Yeah.
And another surgery, so we could have used that to remove to extract larvae. But the one that I was hinting towards is an airlock system, and if you use the airlock, you can vent a room. So it takes 2 rounds to do it, but basically the first round it closes all the doors surrounding a room, and then the second round you can vent that room, and anyone that's in it gets sucked out into space and is killed instantly. And if you do that, for an alien, you can just vent an alien anytime you want to. But you have to do, it takes, your cards to do it. But you can lock the room, wait a whole turn, and if the alien doesn't leave that room, if it doesn't break the doors or escape into the vents or something, then you can vent the queen out. And that's what I was, hoping to look for to help Ben until it was revealed that he was, not trying to escape. But there's a lot of cool rooms like that. Something I didn't, get far enough into it the first time we played that I didn't see is like how many kind of cool strategic things you can do with the different rooms. There's a lot of other options. There's the armor we were looking for early. Oh, self-destruct. You can set off the self-destruct sequence if you're a particularly bad guy.
Oh,
That's
there's
up there.
the generator room.
Were you looking for that?
I needed that to get my computer
Oh,
activated.
yeah. And then you can use computers in any room or something like that, wasn't it?
Actually, sure. I didn't flip it over to look. You can use the internet and risk.
Yeah, I think it lets
assessment
you use computers in
access
any
from
room.
Any room.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which
Even
is,
if even with malfunction marker or without a computer.
yeah, that's a really cool one.
Nice.
This room up here, the fire control system, that one kind of similar to how you can affect the aliens in another room with the airlock. Fire control sets up one. You can put out fires in a room, but it scares aliens too. So whether there's a fire or not, you can set that off in any room on the ship, and it scares the aliens, forcing them to run in a random direction. So if it doesn't hurt the player. So like if Ben, if you were in a room with an alien and you didn't want it to eat you, then anybody that's in that fire control system can scare it away to force it to run away, which is handy. Like if you needed a specific room to, do something and there's an alien in the room preventing you from doing it and stuff like that. Anyways, fun game. Good job, Becky.
Oh, thanks, guys. I,